Let's get the background here. You know, I'm gonna play a funny video and you're gonna like it.
Oh no.
Here we go. you might have seen it already, but here we go. Hold on. Here we go.
Yeah. Trump the Don back at it again. Shout out Big Tucker, Alex Stein, JP Sears, Jordan Peterson, and Ben Shapiro. They call me racist, fake news. But Kodak Mazo, I got love for my Haitians. They cool. The media full of these federal agents. Break rules. America first, these candidates hate it. And hate you. Keeping 10 toes down, they true. Everybody, they were loving me. So the media was switching up on me. Now they all trying to comfort me and get a little piece of my money. Greatest president of all time. If you think not, you mistaken. The only president I love more is them blue hunted Ben Franklins. These rappers are flexing their cars. Some are flexing a house. My toilet bowl is made of solid gold. I don't need gold in my mouth. Government is full of perverts, ignoring the Hillary servers. Did Epstein really get murdered? That was my burner. Eating Trump steak, drinking Trump water. Trump towers with Trump daughter. Trump wine, I'm a super gremlin. I don't care about that loser Eminem. Trying to do me like OJ, just know the glove that don't fit. It's about to be a cold case, no love for a snitch. They call me racist, fake news. But Kodak Mazo, I got love for my Haitians. They cool. The media full of these federal agents. Break rules. America first, these candidates hate it. And hate you. Keep it 10 toes down, stay true. Wow. We're making it out of Trump Towers with this one.
Always a pleasure coming to the station, playing that real hip-hop shit. No watered-down music, you heard?
That's right.
Straight fire. We breaking out all artists, you heard? And make sure y'all niggas tap in. DJ Loudmouth.
That's going
viral. DJ Loudmouth, man, he out here with Dripping Moolah, man. PA to NYC, big fat state, you know what's going on. Don't sleep on niggas you don't know, you feel me? You come through with Loudmouth, you know you in tune.
You come here, come correct.
Man. Come correct.
That's what we're doing.
Get right and get left.
Let's go.
Come correct. Wow.
It's your boy, the Randy Insane, aka DTI. This right here is a shout out to Vero G playing my song Country Way Drip up in New York. Speaking of that, hey, make sure if you're an artist, musician, singer, it doesn't even matter. Hit up Vero G and DJ Loudmouth, alright? Yo, their radio station, Who's Next NYC, they definitely gonna spin your tracks. They definitely gonna make sure that you can put you out there. They also got some showcases if you're trying to perform and all that. Gotta hit them up though. Check out the website at WhosNextNYC.com. Their Instagram, Who's Next NYC, and DJ Loudmouth and Vero G. Make sure you check them out. I'll make sure I put the tags down there on the comments and everything so you can see what's up and all that. But man, make sure, cause hey, they'll definitely put you on and link you up. Alright, Who's Next NYC? Holla. Hey.
Alright, hold on. Where's get one is? Oh, here we go. This one? Yeah,
the migrant crisis has kind of come to a peak here in New York City. At this point, we're about 110,000 migrants currently in New York City. Mayor Adams has come out and say that the migrant crisis will destroy New York City. It's not really mincing words there. I'm starting to report on some unprecedented pushback from just ordinary citizens. I mean, everywhere from the tactics that the protesters are taking in Staten Island, which are getting pretty physical. I mean, they stopped a bus. To here in Manhattan at the Roosevelt, AOC tried to have a little presser and it was immediately shouted down, like she couldn't even get 2 words out without an avalanche of screams from protesters. So the 2 men who were the loudest voices there, who seemed to organize that effort, showed up the other night at an event that Governor Hochul was addressing a crowd, and the 2 individuals snuck in. According to them, they snuck in, they weren't invited, and they just started hurling orders and accusations at the governor, basically expressing their displeasure with the migrant situation and how it's being handled. We set out to get access to these guys to hear what their concerns were, because we, get them when they're not screaming, get them just talking. That's where I came in. That was my job. So I reached out and made an appointment to meet with them in their own hometown in Kew Gardens, Queens. So David Rem, the kind of guy who's taking the lead, he's managing the campaign. The other individual, Rinaldi, he's running for the 24th district because they heard that there was going to be no Republican running for that seat, so the incumbent was going to be unopposed, and they figured they'd throw their hat in the ring. Rinaldi would be the candidate, David Rem would be the campaign manager ad hoc, and they were going to take a stab at it because they didn't feel, in their own words, they felt like they weren't being represented at all. And that's kind of the sentiment I was getting from the seriously angry people in Staten Island as well. They felt like they had no voice in their own local government. And if history has shown us anything, it's that when people feel like they have no voice in their own government, it gets dicey.
In 2021, we started to see a lot of different pieces of integration.
Rinaldi are running for Congress against AOC.
Hey there. All right. All right.
All right, there we go. We got the man himself.
Oof, that was fire.
We don't have to watch it on Fox News, on CNN.
I can't see it.
Hold on.
Where are we?
We are live on the air, ladies and gentlemen, worldwide. Who's Next NYC FM Radio? Well, we always keep it 100, uncensored, unfiltered, unadulterated. No FCC. Fuck FCC.
Ooh.
We are live worldwide on over 200 platforms, in your cars, TuneIn Radio, TuneIn app, with the one and only, the infamous, the man of the hour, Jonathan Rinaldi.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, all right, there we go.
Get a whole shebang.
When you get elected, we'll have a big fireworks show.
I know. I'm gonna keep at it, man. I'm gonna keep at it. But yeah, I mean, look, I was running against AOC. I made that decision. But you know, what ended up happening was I went to the Bronx. I tried to get the endorsement from the Conservative Party and the Republican Party, and they didn't give it to me. And then, just like you know, that video clip stated, is that I looked and I saw that in my own neighborhood there was nobody running against the incumbent, whose father's been there, he's been there. This is nepotism. They've been in there forever. So I went stealth mode. I didn't tell anybody what I was doing because I didn't want anybody to know. And I got on the ballot without the Republican Party, without anyone. I did it all by myself because right here, I have the tools. This is you get this book from the Board of Elections right here.
Wow.
This is what you need to run for office, to do anything you want. In this book, I want to just show you because it's so important that if you flip to the end of the book, there's a sample page where it has the designating petition right here. You fill that out and you can run for office. It's got your cover sheet right here that you submit when you give your petitions. It has your certificate of acceptance, which you submit when you file your petitions.
Can you get me a book? Can you get me 2 books?
You can take as many. You can take 100 of these from the Board of Elections. They're on the wall.
I'm gonna go to my Board of Election in Manhattan. I got you.
You got them. And then not only do you have the stuff in there, but you also have the general objection form right here. The general objection form. Yeah. And then what you have on the back is the specifications form. So not only can this book teach you how to run for office, but it can also teach you how to knock people off the ballot, right? And this right here, this right here is what a petition looks like. Okay, you put your name, your address. You can make this up. You could put whatever name you want right here, any name that you want, and then petitions move mountains. That's the big secret, right? That's the big secret, because you don't need to pay a consultant or an attorney $5,000. You go grab this book from the Board of Elections, and anybody can run for office. And all you have to do is make up your own petition. You go on Photoshop, you go on Adobe, and you print this out. And the sample cover sheet, the sample is right in this book. You just copy it. And that's the secret they don't want you to know. That's why they make you go to the parties to kiss the ring. That's why. And let me tell you, the only reason why you need a party support, why do you go to the party and ask them to be down with them? I'll tell you.
For money.
Because this petition for state senate, the state assembly that I ran for, you need 500 signatures. This is a pain in the ass. You can't, getting on a party petition means that you'll have 5 or 6 names here, and everybody goes together to get signatures. If you can knock on the doors, if you can get the signatures, you don't need anyone but yourself. And that's the power of local government. That's the power of the people, the administrative process. Learning how to do this and get signatures, you can move mountains. You can do whatever you want. And that's how we're going to take the power back. And that's why the parties do what they do, because they don't want people like me showing everybody how to take this country back. And that's what I did.
And they definitely, besides you, they don't want people like me and Veronica in elected office.
That's right. They don't want us because we're not beholden. And nobody, I don't take money from PACs. I don't take money from transportation alternatives. The city council is bought and paid for by transportation alternatives. Why do you think they have bike lanes going up everywhere? Why do you think that they're selling out public property to Lyft and City Bike? Public property. Why do you think that city council is doing all the things that they do? Because they're bought and paid for, and I can tell you exactly who's doing it, and I know exactly which ones are the most involved, and that's why they need people like us that say, screw you to the party. We can use the party name. I'm a Republican candidate. Guess what? And there's nothing they can do about it. Not one thing. And they don't invite me to any of their meetings. They kick me out of their meetings. I don't care. I'm still a Republican endorsed candidate, and I will be a third party candidate as well. And there is not one thing that they can do about it. Not one.
Wow, that's deep right there.
It sounds like you're Who's Next NYC.
Oh God, I can't.
Listen, the power of this country is that it's built from the bottom up, not the top down. It's local politics is where our power is. Now, and you have to understand, you have to learn how to read the map. The smallest is state assembly. State assembly is a few neighborhoods. You need about 500 signatures for that. Next is state senate. State senate, you need, what they need? 1,200 signatures for that. And then that includes like a couple of state assembly districts. Then you have a city council district. And then you have a congressional district. And then you have a senatorial district. So as long as you know how to read a map, as long as you know how to go to the Board of Elections website, anybody can do this. Me and you, we can form our own slate. We can make our petitions ourselves, and then we can win primaries, and we can become the new Republican Party if we wanted to. We can be the Democratic Party if you wanted to. And how do you do it? With a petition, with signatures. That's how you take this country back. This piece of paper right here that you can get at the Board of Elections, it's all in this book. It's all in this book. Everything to take our country back. And people don't know how to read. People listen to what they're told. And that's the big secret, man. That's the big secret. And you know what it cost me? You know what it cost me to get on the ballot? $0. $0. Okay? How about that?
Wow.
And that's the power that we have. And again, I wanted to run for Congress. I couldn't go up against the machine. I couldn't go against Rendino and the Bronx GOP. I didn't get the endorsement from Pat at the Bronx Conservative Party. The Queens Republican Party hates me, so they weren't giving it to me anyways. Even though, listen, I don't want to talk bad about any candidates, but they were asking me, who lives in Queens, how are you going to get to the Bronx if something goes on? And I'm like, well, Tina Forte doesn't even live in New York City. She lives upstate New York. So how is she going to get to Queens if something goes wrong? But it doesn't matter. I don't need the primary now. I'm on the ballot straight to November. There's nobody going against me, and I'm free to keep. Now I can go back and do all of the political stunts that I was doing. I got really good at getting on the news. I was able to do ridiculous things like sneak into AOC's press conferences and things like that. And I'm good at media, but it pissed people off. People didn't like that, and rubbed them the wrong way. Even though, right? I remember I got the call from the Bronx Conservative Party after I did that, and they're like, "Why are you doing that?" And I'm like, "Well, because I'm on Fox, I'm on InfoWars, I'm on the Gateway Pundit, I'm on Breitbart, right? So don't tell me why I said what I said or why I did what I did. It's effective, and until you older people, because let me tell you something, the Republican Party and the Conservative Party are like 70 years old. Okay, I remember taking my son to a Republican club meeting. He sits there and looks at me, and I'm like, "Yes, son, this is our army right here of geriatric 70-year-olds. Now, if they're not going to get with the times and they're not going to get with social media, we don't have a shot. We have zero chance in hell to fight these Democrats."
That's why people like us come in. Even Gonzalo Durant, people like us, because we're the next generation. Overall, we should not. It starts locally in our neighborhoods, our districts, cities, statewide, like you said, and it goes all the way to the top. We should not have two 80-year-olds running for president. We need a new voice, a new vision. We need youth. It's time for the next generation to step up, and for, like you said, in a way, for these older people in the Republican Party, Democrat, Conservative, to step aside and let us take over, because we are the future and we represent the next generation of politics, and that's where people like you come in, and perhaps Vero G and DJ Lamoff is going to come in, and it's time for a change, and we're going to make that happen when we get into office.
Well, I do. Can I say
something? Go ahead.
I don't want to see her looking pretty, but I want to get some things in
here.
Yeah,
go ahead. You got the man here.
Well, thank you. Okay. So first and foremost, I want to commend you for being a truth seeker and exposing what needs to be exposed in this, as they call the system, right? I saw some of your, what you saw right now on the show, some pieces of, you go out there, and the AOC, I know you have a lot of animosity towards her, which you have a right to, because there's certain things that she does not really fight for. She says it, but doesn't really back it up. Now, in your expertise, you're running as a Republican, as you say, for the state assembly for District 28, which that's in the Bronx, right?
No, Queens.
Okay, sorry, Queens. Okay. So my question to you is, what if let's say you become, elected and you're now in office in that state, what things would you do for Queens and also New York City itself that will make a change?
I think it's important to state that remember, it's not elected officials' responsibility, it's our responsibility, right?
The people's responsibility.
You cannot ask somebody what they're going to do, right? It's really, all I can really do is try to empower everybody with the administrative process. Like, we have the power to do FOIL requests. We have the power to have do First Amendment audits and go to the offices of the public servants and hold them accountable. We have the power to make petitions and file objections and things like that. So really what I want to do is just share that information more than anything. And, to be quite honest with you, there's a lot of bills and things that are passed through the assembly. Like, there's a bill, I think, that my opponent, Hevesy, I can't remember off the top of my head because it's on my phone like everything else in this recording, but basically it's the worst health care act thing in the world, where they can take your kids without their consent and give them vaccinations or give them hormones in the schools. So these are the kinds of things that they're passing in the assembly. Public housing, like NYCHA. When they don't have a construction division in NYCHA, they just have handymen, but yet they go and they fire and they catch all the supers, the facilities management of the public housing, so that they can destroy the building, so they can kick all the people out of there and then redo them and then but they don't offer anyone Section 9 anymore. Like it's really just about standing in the way, like Trump says. He's just there standing in the way of them trying to mess with us. And that's basically all I can really do, is just get in each and every one of their faces, document what they're doing, what bills they're passing, and try to disseminate the information. Because I'll tell you right now, people don't give a shit. All right. Yes. I need to get 500 signatures, right, to get on the state assembly ballot. Guess how many people helped me? 0. You know, when I ask somebody, can you get me like 5 signatures? You know what? You know, it's impossible. Nobody cares, right? Nobody cares. You'll see when you run. You'll see. Go ask somebody to go get you 5 signatures, and you'll see how quickly they're going to disappear. So, again, I really just want to inform the people, and I want to get in their faces because I'm here to hold these people accountable. They tried to force vaccinate children. They kick people out of restaurants. They now with all the vaccines, the so-called vaccines that they gave everyone, people are getting sick. People are having heart problems. Are you kidding me? I'm coming after each and every one of these people. Every one of them.
Vaccine shots.
Okay? I'm going to be the worst nightmare of all the politicians that folded and didn't honor their oath. And they're going to have to deal with me. And guess what? I got on the ballot. And they're going to pay for doing what they did to us. And that's the mindset that we have to have because, you know, we can't lay down and let them do this to us. We have the power. This is the power. This book, this pink book at the Board of Elections is our power. And everybody should go to the Board of Elections, 32 Broadway. You can go to the Board of Elections in your borough. There's one in Queens by Borough Hall. There's one in Brooklyn. Go there and get the book. It's a designating petition, an opportunity to ballot, petition guidelines for elections. You get this book, you read it. That's it. Our power, we take it back. It's that simple. It's really that simple.
Well, I have another question to ask because I know you're into this big time. Talk about the immigration policy. How do you feel about that?
How do you feel about the total lax and disregard of state and federal laws and allowing Biden administration, allowing the flooding of millions of migrants into New York, and not only to New York, but into cities around the country?
Like, look, man, we have to be smart, okay? We can't be reactionary, okay? It's just the Hegelian dialectic. It's Cloward and Piven, all right? We have to understand a few things. First of all, they're bringing them here for a reason. They're bringing people here to overload the welfare system so they can crash it, so they can usher us into socialism and universal credit and all that stuff. This is just the vehicle in which they're doing it. They're bringing people here. They're giving them free hotels, free rent, free food, free everything. Yeah, okay. I don't want to call them migrants, and I don't want to call them illegal aliens, because you call them a migrant, and then it's like, oh, we got to take care of these people. You call them an illegal alien, and you're a racist. They're human trafficking victims. It's the largest child trafficking and human trafficking operation that this country has ever seen. Mayor Adams, you are the largest child trafficker in history, and you're gonna pay. You're gonna pay for bringing children. I got pissed off at AOC because Roosevelt Avenue is full of open air prostitution. You think I want to see young girls from Venezuela being prostitutes? You think I want to see Colombian girls being prostitutes on Roosevelt Avenue? You think I want to take my daughters down the block to go to the Argentinian restaurant and walk down Roosevelt Avenue and see? And guess what? Now the Chinese and the Colombian girls are working together. Now there's no more happy slappies where it's the Chinese people over here and the Spanish girls over there. No, they're together. You know why? Because Mayor Adams decides to bring. I have videos of the police on the corner where the prostitutes are right there next to them. Okay, so let's be clear on what exactly is going on. It's not about immigration. It has nothing to do with the people. It's a color revolution. They've done this in numerous countries, and they're doing it specifically to bring our system down. That's it. That's what they're doing. The United States, they wanted us out of here. Okay, we have, I don't want to say we have constitutional rights because our rights come from God. The Constitution is there to make sure that the government enforces and protects our rights. So I don't want to say that we have constitutional rights, we have rights from God, but they want that gone so that they can force us to do whatever they want. And we're going to be slow walked into slavery. And it's even like, for example, even with this green energy nonsense, that's why I called it out as a scam, because we are carbon-based life forms. We breathe out carbon dioxide. How about I don't want to be taxed for my breath? How about I don't want an electric vehicle where the batteries are mined by children in Africa? How about I want my daughters to have children and not have them murder their babies? How about that? Because that's what I want, right? I don't want to be part of their evil demonic system of child sacrifice, child trafficking and prostitution and drugstores on every corner. Are you crazy? Like, how do we stand for this? How do we stand for this?
Wow. I'm sorry. It's a lot of information I'm getting right now. I know some of what you're mentioning is so true, but the child trafficking, they've been doing that for years with the Pizzagate. The list goes on of things that they don't want to talk about. It's hidden, but like it's getting exposed now. So, but my other question to you,
I'm
sir.
surprised he didn't mention Diddy.
Oh no. We saw politics. We ain't talking about that. That's a whole other story.
But while you mention Diddy, just understand that blackmail is how they control people. Why do you think they pick the candidates they pick? Right? Look at the candidates that they endorse. Why do you think they pick somebody? Because they got stuff on them. Okay? You know, that's why there is nothing on me. I am clean as a whistle. They got nothing on me. And that's why they can't control me. And that's why they don't like me. But really look, it's blackmail. Of course, P. Diddy and all. Listen, we can even go back. And again, I know that you have people on your show that make music, and I'm not trying to say anything bad, but let's be real here. Like, gangster rap and the messaging and all this rap music is a CIA operation to destroy and decimate the black community. Okay? And until they realize that the messaging in their music has to be like pro-family, pro-life. If you're out there making music and all the kids are hearing about is shaking their ass and doing all this stuff, and 5-year-old girls are shaking their ass on TikTok, something's wrong. Something's wrong. Okay? When you can't speak normal English, yeah, you can talk in slang, but if that's your language and you don't have a vocabulary, something's wrong. Okay? So we have to stop getting into our feelings, and we have to understand that we're under weaponized attack from all angles. All angles. And we have to be adults about it, and we have to stand up and say we're not going to take it anymore. And that's my view on it.
Oh man, this is crazy. But my other question to you
there
is,
was an issue.
well,
hold on, sorry. There was a technical issue on Facebook that the live was private. I was just informed, and I just made it public so everybody could see this on Facebook.
The settings?
Yeah, continue.
Oh, okay. All right. So my other question to you now is, like you said, there's a lot of things you do brush up on, you do talk about, which is close to your heart, or things that you see that are in this corruption. We live in New York City. It's corrupted.
We see it.
And
we live in. I don't want to, but I'll keep it 100. We do live in public housing, and we see the terrible conditions here and the neglect that's been going on for decades.
Right.
And we had lead, mold, asbestos, even cancerous stuff that they found and stuff. And we see they tore down our green space here. Carlina Rivera, the current city councilwoman for our district here, District 3, we saw firsthand the transformation and the destruction of our neighborhood, of our green space, East River Park, firsthand, and the huge cover up with the water. Remember a year ago when they talked about the water in the public housing was contaminated, and then the mayor came down here and tried to cover it up and said that it was false. That's a complete lie. People died here. Young people died. My mother almost died. I was hospitalized. I was sick with arsenic. It was in our blood. It was real. And we're still trying to fight that. They only gave us a $200 check per household, and that's supposed to compensate. But people actually lost their lives, including a 19-year-old kid, because he had high levels of arsenic when they did the autopsy. So, yeah. And, Carlina just swept it under the rug like everything else she does, and the mayor. And, we have a huge crisis here throughout, not just here, but throughout all public housing in the 5 boroughs, that we have water contamination. We have the highest levels of cancer, arsenic, asbestos, and a lot of young kids have onset asthma, all that stuff, and even wound up developing cancer. And this is the biggest crisis, bigger than what happened. What was that, Detroit? Remember Detroit?
The Flint.
Flint,
Michigan.
This is bigger than Flint. And we're talking about 400,000 or 500,000 people in NYCHA, New York City, which will get somebody elected and get somebody unelected removed from office. and this has been going on. And you saw the scandals recently in the news that NYCHA employees were indicted and arrested for fraud, for embezzlement.
They were taking money on
for fraudulent contracts, contract work, and all that. We're still waiting for repairs in our apartment, in our bathroom, because my mother has cancer. She's disabled, handicapped, and she's supposed to have accessible bathroom with the bars. They removed it a year ago. They still haven't put it back. We're still waiting for that. We're one of the hundreds of thousands of stories you hear every day. We worked with Dare to Struggle. They're their organization, Dare to Struggle. You should reach out to them too, because they're citywide and they'll definitely help you.
They do activism.
They're activism, and they get in people's faces. They get the news involved. When they come out here, they get all the news stations to show up. They did it for the developments you were talking about on the west side of Manhattan that they want to tear down, that you fought for. So they've been talking about for the past 10 years about tearing down our developments as well. So because we live in the highest real estate value in the city, the proximity where we live at is
there a question?
Is $1 billion view here. That you can't. So they would love to get rid of all of us and have people fucking paying $500 million, $500,000, $1 million. And somebody has to step up and fight for this. And I commend you for fighting for us and fighting for other people out there that don't have a voice. And we need to all stand up and take a stand. Enough is enough, and we have to do it by getting into office. Unfortunately, but we have to do it by getting into office.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what I found out about NYCHA, because I was in and out of the projects, while I was campaigning, and I went to the hearings and all that stuff. And basically, my idea is just to create a construction division in NYCHA and make some trade schools up there and teach the people in the community how to fix the buildings and give them union educations and let them fix things with city contracts and things like that. Maybe get some private companies in there, But the problem is that NYCHA has a lot of expensive real estate. That's 100% true, right? But I went through the projects and I asked people, what are you on, Section 8 and Section 9? Nobody even knows what the difference is, all right? Nobody knows the difference between Section 8 and Section 9. Now, Section 9 is about home ownership. Section 9, you're able to pass down your apartment from generation to generation. You have rights to your apartment. Exactly. Section 8 is 1 to 20 years. You have to pay for your utilities. So everyone's rent's gonna go up. They don't care. They're out there in these hearings promising people brand new apartments. Nobody's getting brand new apartments.
We got free cable. No, not free cable. I wish. Because of Mayor Adams, we now have 50% off our cable bill for the next 2 years, and we got free internet thanks to Mayor Adams. So even though I did sue Adams, I took him to Supreme Court because they stole my car. They towed my car illegally and took it to Yonkers, which was out of the jurisdiction of New York City. So I took the Eric Adams administration all the way, fuck New York City. I took them to New York Supreme Court, and I almost won the case altogether. But unfortunately, my car got taken back by the bank, unfortunately. But I did try to sue the city. I did go against Mayor Adams, and I took him and the city, and he had his $1 million attorneys go against me because I did it myself, just like you. But I did fight a good fight. But they did take my car that I use because I am part disabled. We have an autistic son together. And my mother is disabled, handicapped, and they knew that. I submitted documentation. They didn't give a flying fuck. And they still took my car, jacked up thousands of dollars of fucking fees and all this stuff that, So,
yeah, they go after you, man. But listen, the key for people that live in NYCHA is take over the Tenants Association. Do you know who your Tenants Association president is? You know how many votes they got to win that seat? Probably 3, because nobody goes to the meetings.
And they're corrupt.
Yeah, take your tenants association back. Number one. Number two, they use lawfare. I have to go to court also. When I was running for city council, somebody called me, Marilyn Miller, who was running for city council, and the Jesus is the Answer, who ran a food pantry, called me because there was 300 people lined up outside, and the tenant didn't want to open the door. There's like meat and there's poultry, perishables, there's milk, things that'll spoil. And there's 300 people standing outside. I called the cops. I have it all on video. I called the person, the landlord. They wouldn't open the door, so I kicked the fucking door in. I kicked it in. Now the DA wants me to take anger management classes and all kinds of stuff. I've been to court already 3 times. So this is the kind of stuff that they do. They use the law against you. I mean, look at Trump. Why do you think Trump's in court right now? You think it's because they want to get him in trouble? No. They want to make him spend his money on the attorneys. They want to make him sit there at the trial so he can't go out and campaign. These are the things that they do against you when you stand up and you fight back against them. My campaign manager at the time, I mean, you showed the video, David, when we blew up on Mayor Adams sent investigators over to deal with him. These are things that these people do. And unfortunately,
that sounds like communism to me.
Yeah, it's exactly what that is. And unfortunately, the people are so ill-informed. How about somebody out there, one of your audiences, makes a rap song about how to go to the Board of Elections and take this book and then fill out petitions? How about that? Right? How about that? Because this is how everything is going to change. Okay. All right. That's how things are going to change. Don't give. And let me tell you, you want to be president out, and it's unfortunate. You know how to campaign in the projects? You need free stuff. Okay. You give them a free box of pizza, and they'll show up. But otherwise,
let me tell you something quick. I'm about to show you a video because we in our neighborhood here, we out of our own dime, before COVID and during COVID and after, we did free community events here throughout the year and in the summer for back to school for our youth here, because we represent our community, our neighborhood like you do. So we did back to school events here, and we gave out hundreds of book bags, school supplies. We had people volunteer at the time, barbers come do free haircuts. We had DJs come for live music. We had artists come to perform for free. We had not our tenant association, but the tenant association in the next development. They teamed up with us, and they brought barbecue grill out. They did the food. We did everything. It was beautiful. Do you know that the tenant association where we live was so fucking jealous that they went and called the precinct on us and had detectives come with a fucking van, was ready to throw us all in jail. And they shut down a free event for the kids.
Yeah, I know that. You know how I know that? Because in Pominock, in the projects where I was at when I was running for city council, there's like the tenants association people, and then there's the neighborhood people. The neighborhood people who live like a block over in a different set of buildings had a whole, they do an annual Halloween thing. You think anyone from the tenants association showed up? Oh, absolutely not. But what they will do is that if you put a Christmas tree decoration in the building, they'll make you take that down. That they'll do. But they won't come, and that's the problem, because, people, pride comes before the fall, right? Like, people are very easily corrupted for a couple of dollars. If they see that they can get, oh, look, I got this position, I can get you into this apartment on the top floor, it's nice, newly renovated, they'll sell out their own people quick. And that's what most people do. Yeah, they do that quickly.
And I'm sorry to cut you off, but the tenant association, we reached out to them, and they told me that if they don't get funding from NYCHA or from the city, that they're not going to do it. So I said, thank you. That's cool. We went out of our own dime when during the pandemic, all right, where everybody was dying, okay? Even I almost died. My mother was in ICU fighting for her life for 3 months. I even went in cardiac arrest. Having COVID while my mother was up in ICU. But we used our own money from the pandemic, the weekly unemployment. We were getting $800,000 a week, and all that stuff. We used our own money, me, her, and our best friend, Gemini, Stacks out there. And we spent thousands of dollars and did the biggest, even though schools was going to maybe open. This was like, 2020, 21?
Yeah.
They were going to reopen or partial or whatever. We spent thousands of dollars of our own money, book bags, school supplies, everything, even toys, food, the whole thing. And we have Carlina show up for that for a photo op.
They'll come.
And we was on New York One News. I got the clip. We was on New York One News for a couple of years or whatever, But she didn't donate a fucking dollar. She didn't donate a dollar, but she came for a photo op because the news was there, But we did this, regardless whether the news is there or not. Like, we work with Gonzalo Durant with Devil Dog USA year round, and a lot of that's not publicized. We'll work with you in Queens on some community events. We'll work with anybody, because we do this from the heart. But we spent thousands of dollars of our own money without anybody's support before we started working with Gonzalo Durant, Devil Dog USA. Before we started working with them, we did this out of our own fucking dime, and we still do to this day. And the tennis association wouldn't do nothing where we live at unless they were getting paid by NYCHA or by the city.
Yeah, what's going to happen? Let me ask you this. What's going to happen to all the people that live, where do you live? In the Bronx, right? And what's going to happen to all the people that live in the public?
Lower Manhattan.
All right, good, perfect. You live in Lower Manhattan. You have a car?
Not anymore, because they took it.
But you did, right?
Yeah,
what's going to happen when they charge you $15 to drive your car around in Manhattan? You guys ready for that? Is everybody in public housing who goes to the store where a soda is $2 now, right? Because everything's expensive. I went to Doritos down. I went to the Chelsea houses a hearing. I went across the street over there, and they had a Doritos soda is like $3.50. Who's going to be able to afford to live in the city? Who's going to be able to have a car? And let me tell you something, with Easy Pass, right? If you drive your car, right, and you get what do you think that's going to do to your credit? If everyone that lives south of Manhattan, right, your credit's about to be shot. Your cars are going to be. Mayor Adams said that in 2035, all cars have to be electric. Does anybody have 70 grand to pay for an electric car? And then on top of that, pay for tolls? And then on top of that, with Easy Pass, if anybody has Easy Pass, you'll know they'll just take money right out of your bank account. Or if you miss a toll, you'll get a $50 or $100 fine, and then it goes into collections, and then you can't even fight it, and then your credit's shot. Right? Yeah. These are the things that the state does to you.
That happened to me last year because of Eric Adams and Carlina Rivera and Department of Transportation, because half of those tickets were bogus. The parking tickets. This is over parking tickets. I have no suspensions, no DWIs, 0 OUIs. I have a perfect driving record. Okay? This is over fucking parking tickets, and I was trying to do a payment plan with them, but of course things were closed, and then when they finally reopened, there was a waiting list and stuff like that. But they didn't accept me into a payment plan until after I went to Supreme Court against them. And by that time, it was too late. I had a $5,000-$6,000 bill, thanks to the city, by the tolls and all the interest and all the bullshit penalties, and so yeah.
Yeah, so the city took your car away, which they'll do for everybody else. However, when I see that they're bringing people over here and giving them free rent and giving them debit cards, and they don't need to follow any rules. They give them free scooters. They don't have license plates. You get into an accident, God forbid, with someone on a scooter, an illegal that doesn't have any insurance. Who do you think's going to pay for that? And then you're out there with your girl, spending thousands of dollars on school supplies, right? But meanwhile, everyone else gets everything for free. When are the people going to wake up? When are they going to see, especially and that was my whole thing with public housing and the people in the projects and the low-income families and stuff like that, was like, yo, They are about to replace you. They're about to kick you out of your apartment, you know, through the city of Yes. This is what they're doing. I'm going to tell you the scam that they're doing. They're coming in there with PACT and RAD, right? Which means that they're going to put you on Section 8. Why are they going to put you on Section 8? Because while you're on Section 9, they can't kick you out of your apartments. So they're going to promise you a brand new kitchen. And through Mayor Adams' city of Yes, they're going to let people rent out their illegal basements. They're going to change all the zonings on everything. And then they're going to kick everybody out of NYCHA. They're going to demolish the buildings. They're going to build brand new luxury apartments, mixed-use buildings. And then when the Section 8 application comes out, guess who's getting it? Because it's not going to be the people that live there. It's you know why they're not going to get it? I'll tell you. Because the city right now is spending 30% of their budget on these illegals, right? Because they're paying for everything for them. And the federal government and Biden administration is like, nah, this is part of the plan. You're not getting it. So how do you get the federal government to pay? Through the Section 8, through the PAC, through the RAD. That's how they're going to get the federal government to give the city money. And the only way they're going to do it is by selling all you out and kicking you all out of your apartments. And people have to realize that that's what's happening. And they can go out there and they can make us race war with like the Palestinians and all that stuff that they're out there. Yeah, let's go fight with each other on some country that doesn't have anything to do with us. But let's not look at the fact that they're stealing our houses away. Let's not look at the fact that they're going to make you ride a bicycle. You have a kid. You want to take your kid on a bicycle in January? That's the only thing you're going to be able to do. Let's talk about the fact that they're teaching your kids God knows what in the school, and you have nothing to say or do about it. And they can give them vaccines and they can give them hormones behind your back. What about that? That they won't talk about, but they will make us fight with each other in the streets all over the place through color revolution. That's why I'm so fed up, man. That's why I can't just sit back and do nothing. And I don't need the party. I don't need anyone. I can do it myself because I have the book. I have the book from the Board of Elections, which everybody should get, by the way. I'm going to show it to you again. Everybody go to the Board of Elections and get this book. Okay, you see that? Get this book. And there's the email. You want to email boeledger2024@boe.newyork. Ask them for it. They'll send it to you. Or I'll send you a copy of this thing. And fill it out. And then
if you can get one by Sunday, please bring 2 of them.
Well, sure.
Thank you.
Well, now is independent party petitions. I just want, because I want to educate as best I can. There's 4 registered acknowledged parties in New York. There's the Republicans, the Democrats, the working families, and the conservatives. That petition process is ended. That's already done. Now, until another 5 weeks, we're in the independent petition phase. So what does that mean? That means that you can create whatever party you want, and as long as you can go out and get signatures. Now, some of the things, and I'm just telling this to you because I just went through this process. The reason why, you can go to the Board of Elections at 42 Broadway on the 6th floor, 42 Broadway on the 6th floor, and you can ask to look for anyone's petitions. You can go there and you can say, oh, Carolina Rivera, she's running. Let me go look at her petitions. You fill out a form and you can look at them. What are you going to see when you look at these people's petitions? Think about it. What are you going to see? How do you get 500 legitimate signatures? You know where you have to get these signatures? You have to get them from registered Democrat or registered Republican voters. Now, do you think that they went and knocked on 1,000 doors, or do you see them out on the street? Let me tell you something. Right here in this book, I'm going to keep referring to this book, but right here in this book that everybody needs to know is called the General Objection Form. Okay? And then if you learn how to fill out the specifications book, you can call them out on fraud. And let me tell you a little secret that nobody's going to tell you. When you fill out this specification, if you want to knock somebody off the ballot, there's 2 things you want to do. Number 1 is you have to find the signatures. You have to go through them, and you got to see if they're registered voters or not. And then if they're not, you go. So, for example, just to be real quick, this is a petition. It's got numbers here, right? Number of signatures, 1 through 20. whatever it is, right? And then over here on the specifications, you have a place 1 through 20 over here. So on each line that you see some shady thing with the signature, if you want, if you're not
commented, that he has proof that they had bad signatures, bad witnesses.
right.
Yeah.
So if you want to know what to write, here it is, the abbreviations. It's all in the book. It's all in the book. If somebody says an address is illegible, then you go into here and you write AI. If it says NFN is no first name or so abbreviated, you can go through these signatures and you can get these people off the ballot. And that's really the power that people have, but just nobody knows how to do this. I didn't know how to do it until I spent hours and hours at the Board of Elections. But you can go there, and what you're going to find is that these people forge signatures.
I got one better for you.
Yes.
I'm gonna give you a little inside secret here.
Wait, should I tell them?
No.
No, is it about the guy who uses dead people?
Wait. No. Okay. It's related. Okay. I used to work for Board of Elections. So I used to be district leader here before for my district. Is an unpaid position. Obviously, you don't do much except for when Board of Election needs you to go to a polling, when it's a primary election day, or going for training classes. And then when you're elevated, you get to train other people as well. So I've been there, done that. And so I noticed when we used to have the logs, not everything is computer now, but I remember a few years ago when they had the voter logs, when people were coming to vote, you have to show your ID or whatever, or your voter card before they went fully digital. So I remember a couple of years ago, this before COVID, everything's now digital now fully. But we had the actual rows, the voter rows. You have to go alphabetical order. It's fucking, you know what I'm talking about. You probably were. You were probably, did you do poll working before or no?
I never did poll working, but I know what you're talking about. You have the voter registration database with everybody's name. Yes, I got it. But the problem is, I'll tell you what the problem is that there's no signature verification. The problem with the Board of Elections is that you can have a signature that is completely wrong, but guess what? There's nobody there that can tell you if the signature is good or not. That's the one thing that we have to fix.
I got one better than that. So after everyone is gone, we have to look through the ballots, the affidavit ballots, the whole thing, and we have to put tallies and stuff. I noticed there were several discrepancies that there was people on paper that said that they voted, but then when I looked through the rows, I saw that they were deceased. And it was several, more than one. And I brought this to my supervisor's attention, and he told me, don't worry about it. Don't say anything. Just mark them down. And they voted Democrat. Just, leave it at that. I didn't say anything because, I want a paycheck at the time. But yeah, I can tell you firsthand that there is fraud at the Board of Elections, and it's pro-Democrat.
Listen, what you have to do,
because I used to work there.
Yeah. So what you
publicly just fucking said on the air.
What you have to do is you have to find out. Go get registered to vote. Find out what your district is, right?
Yeah.
Because this right here is the general objection form, right? You can object to a candidate as long as they're in your district. You can do this if you get a group of people, right? That's in every district, and every single candidate and every single objector fills this out, right? Then you're able to do the specifications. You can't do this page without doing this page. Okay? This is the general objection form. All right? So everybody needs to go and find out where they're registered to vote. What's the address on their voter registration so they know who to object to. You can't check people's signatures if you don't fill out this sheet, right? And all you got to do is have somebody fill this out. That's it. But people don't know the process. They keep it hidden. And yes, you're right. What happens is when you die, how does anybody know you're dead? So your name is going to be there.
Yes.
Right? Your name's just going to be there. But it's not the job of someone that works at the Board of Elections to check everything, because they're just whatever. They just work there. But it's that's what I'm saying. Like, when you have someone that's running for office, ask them, what are you going to do? Don't ask what they're going to do. Find out what you can do. Find out what your power is. Because the only reason why I'm running for office is because I found out how to run for office. I figured out what I needed to do so that I can get on the ballot. That's the only difference between me and somebody else. So it's not about what I can do. It's what I learned, and I'll share it with you. I will share it with anybody for free. For free. I'm not charging people $5,000. I'm not claiming that I'm a consultant and I'm going to do something for them, because as soon as they see that your name is on the ballot, what's going to happen? You're going to get a call. Hey, I got a company where I can get you signatures. Or, hey, I got a company that can print out flyers for you. Or, hey, I can do this. I can put you on a TV show. I don't need to pay someone $5,000 when I'm friends with you guys and you can put me on your show. You have to be out there. But anybody, that's what I'm trying to say. Anybody can do this. Anyone. Don't think that you need anything. You need nothing. You don't need the party. You don't need anything. Because the only thing that they're going to do, and why did I run Republican? Remember, oh yeah, I'm a Republican. Why? Because I need to get on the ballot. The Democrats, there's like 4 or 5 people running for one seat. There was nobody running as Republican in my neighborhood against the guy who wrote a bill to give your kids hormones in the schools without telling your parents. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? That's what we're up against. Complete and total apathy. And that's why I'm really thankful for this opportunity. And all I really wanted to talk about today was your power as a person, and just knowing to get this book again at the Board of Elections and filling it out, and you can do whatever you want.
What's the name of the book? People want to know.
It's the Designating Petition and Opportunity to Ballot Petition Guidelines for Primary Elections. It's the only book at the Board of Elections. It's on the wall. Yeah. You go there. It's on the wall. Just grab 100 of them.
When I used to go to what's that, 60 Vero Street, when they were at Vero Street, the Board of Elections, I saw that book before, but before when I went there a few years back, I didn't see it on the wall. They had it behind the desk. I'm just letting you know that you had to ask for it. They had it behind the desk at the time. But yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah. So wait, I just want to give a little background on how I started and how I got to where I'm at.
Please.
Right?
Yes, please.
So basically, my ex is Haitian. My kids are whatever, right? I don't like to ever say that they're American as far as I'm concerned. I always tell them, don't let anybody tell you this, that, or the other thing. But I was teaching them during COVID that what we're up against is an ideological fight. It's not about discrimination. It's not about your skin color, your sexual orientation. It's ideological. Because when I took them to restaurants without a vaccine card and we got thrown out, they didn't care about what race we were. They didn't care. They just cared that we did not comply with the establishment. That's the only thing that matters. So I said to myself, I was like, okay, so now I want to make some videos. I need to get out there. I need to make some content. So I started doing First Amendment audits. I don't know if your audience knows what that is, but we have a First Amendment right to video record in public, and we can video record any of the government, anyone that works in the government in the course of their duties. We can record the police. We can go to the public servant's office. So I started going to every single public servant's office with my video camera, and these idiots would make the content themselves, because all I asked them to do was let me file a FOIL request, which is the Freedom of Information Act request. They're required by law to give me a piece of paper and a pencil. But instead of just giving me a piece of paper and a pencil, they would call the police on me or tell me to go online, and I would just have all this content of me continuously going to public servants' offices and filming them. And that's all I did. I took my camera like this. I showed up at the office with my camera, and they would lose their minds. And they made the videos for me. right? And then as I was getting information, that's when I found out, oh, wait a minute, you're telling me that you signed, you know about a contract where you rented out an entire hotel at like 5 times the price and you kicked out homeless people and veterans so you can bring illegal aliens and you're making money? You're telling me that's what I found out? And then I go to the club meetings and what do? They throw me out of the club meetings because I asked them for the information. I find out that, you know, these people are just making money off the candidates because, like I said to you, I want to run for office. So I go to a club and I say, hey, I want to be a candidate. Oh, okay. You got to use our printing company, or you got to pay our people, you know, to help you get signatures. So it's all a big money laundering scam. And then what I realized was I would go in my suit, right? And I would show up and I would say to the media, I would be like, hey, Mr. Reporter, I'm running for office. They would tell me, oh, no, we can't cover people running for office. It's not fair. So I was like, oh, yeah? Okay, let me go in my sweats and let me bust up a press conference like AOC's, and then I get on every single channel that exists, right? And that's just the little things. And then what you also have to understand is there's the independent media. The independent media makes money off of selling clips. They go, that's where you'll see the different independent media people. They'll film something and then they'll sell it. Yep. So what I started to do is I started to recognize the independent media people, and I'd make a big scene so that they can sell my clips to the you know, to the bigger networks. So this was how I was able to get, you know, into the media and go viral and things like that, because whenever I would see like my interaction with police, people like watching that. So as soon as I would start messing with the police and I'd see the phones go up, then it's showtime. And then, like I said, it makes the videos by myself. But then when I decided to run against AOC, it was more of a national position, right? It wasn't local. But so when I decided to run for local, I had to keep my mouth shut. I couldn't let anybody know what I was doing. And now I'm just really focusing on local because, you know, this isn't about me. It's not about me being some famous person. That's why I took a step back and I shut up and I just am focusing on my neighborhood. And I'm not doing the things that I used to do because it's unnecessary. Like the only thing that's needed right now is to inform the people on the administrative process and inform the people on their power. Because I'll tell you, if you think somebody's going to come and fix things for you, it's never getting done. You have to get up. You got to get up and do it. You have to go to ask your audience. How many of your audience know where their public servant's office is or how many times they've been there? I promise you, if each and every one of the people that live in your NYCHA building show up at your public servant's office and demand to know what she's doing, trust me, things will change. But they don't want to tell you that. They don't want to tell you that. They just want you going and fighting on social media, or they want to show you somebody. Yes, that's right, Gonzalo. Local politics is the most important. And that's the power that we have as individuals, is our own ability to utilize the administrative process, to file papers and demand that they give you a piece of paper and a pencil. Don't go in there and be like, oh, you got to do it online. No. Take out your phone and film them and say, give me my piece of paper and a pencil. And trust me, they don't like that. They don't like that at all.
They don't want to do their job. That's what it is too. So yeah.
Well, they also don't know. They swore an oath to the Constitution. Do you understand? They swore an oath to protect the Constitution, but yet they break it every single chance that they get. So spiritually, these people are spiritually broken. Can you imagine, like you're married, you swore an oath to your wife, you're cheating on her every night, and then you go home to sleep with her and you want to kiss her? Like, think about how, you know, you have to deal with that within your heart. You know what I mean? Like, these people are spiritually broken and they've sold out their own people for a few dollars. And we need to hold them accountable. We really need to hold them accountable.
Wow. That's deep. I mean, wow. I don't know what else to say. Honestly, I mean, this is amazing because, you know, we have interviewed other prior people that were in office or that were going to be elected in office years ago. But this is eye-opening for us as well, and also the audience, because it's great that you're pretty much telling you how it is, in the sense of how the system is, I guess, corrupted, and you're exposing what's really happening in our own society. And unfortunately, we need more people like you to open those eyes out there.
Yeah, and those people like me are you and everybody else armed with the information. I am just somebody that I'm awake. That's it. I just got, all I did was I got this book. That's all I did. And each and every one of you can do it. You don't think one of those artists that are on your show, right, that probably has about thousands of followers, that person can get this book and put tell them to call me. I will tell them how to do it. They can put their name on this petition right here, and they can easily get 3,000-4,000 signatures, and guess what? They're on the ballot. That's how easy it is. But nobody wants to tell them that. You think that one of the artists that come on your show that has thousands of followers, you think anyone ever told them that if they just use their followers to help them sign some papers, that they can take their city? No, they won't tell them that. They will never tell them that. So anybody that's on Instagram that has 1 million followers, guess what? You're on the ballot. You can get on the ballot, and then you can make the change. That's how easy it is. That's the secret. It's so easy. It's so easy. But what people also have to realize is you got to go local. I'm retarded. I decided one day, I was like, I'm going to run for Congress. It's too much. It's ridiculous. Okay? It's ridiculous.
It's a lot of real it's not even that. It's not even about politics. It's a lot of red tape and things you have to go through, behind the scenes to get even close to that. But as long as you're fighting the fight, as they say, and you keep doing what you're doing, and you have a voice to be heard. So yeah, keep doing it. Yeah.
Now, why do you think? And I'm gonna ask you this, and I know Gonzalo might be watching, but why do you think the Conservative Party and the Bronx GOP joined up? Why do you think they let the conservative people run under the Republican line? Why do you think they did that?
Should we get Gonzalo on here?
Oh, I don't know.
No, listen, I love Gonzalo. I love Gonzalo. Don't get me wrong. I love Gonzalo, but let's be real. Why did they let Gonzalo have the Republican line for Congress? Why did they give the Conservative Party all the people in? I'll tell you why. I'll tell you exactly why. Because their congressional candidate needed help getting signatures, and they needed to strike a deal so that they can go and the Conservative Party can go carry these papers and get the Republican signatures. Huh?
I sent him the link.
Yeah, well, he was on it. I saw him commenting, and I'm not mad at him. Listen, you got to make deals, but let's be real. Why do you think the Conservative Party could have done this without the Republican Party? But the Republican Party needed signatures, so they made they offered the Conservative Party a deal and said, "Hey, come join us. Just make sure you get our candidate on with signatures."
Well,
that's the deal.
The city councilwoman that won in the Bronx, she's the first Republican to flip. I forgot her name, Christie or something like that.
Yeah, Christie Marmorato. But does anybody know that? Yeah, okay. But does anybody know that her brother is the chair of the Bronx GOP? Does anybody know that, her husband is the chairman of the Board of Elections up there? I mean, nobody's going to mention that, right? I mean, I'm not trying to fight with these people, but let's be real. I mean, let's call it for what it is. All right? Don't think. Have you actually spoken to Marmorato? Has anybody actually asked her if she knows what's going on, or is it really? It's not what you know; it's who you know in this country. Remember that, right? And if you really want to have a conversation, when she had her inauguration, right up in the Bronx, invitation only, who's she taking pictures with? AOC. Who's she taking pictures with? Okay, so let's be real on what's really going on now. You have to listen. It's politics. I get it. You got to make deals, and you have to you gotta you gotta make deals with people. That's what it is, right? But I'll call your ass out. Don't think you're gonna put some over my head. All right? Don't think you're gonna do that. Huh?
You sound like DJ Lamoff, and you sound like a former and next president of the United States, Donald Trump.
Oh man.
That's right. Gonzalo's watching this, bro. I'm not saying you did anything wrong, But I'm just saying is don't let the people use you and then pretend like they're your friends when they needed you to get signatures, because that's all it was. But I love you, Gonzalo. I hope you win. You're the best. But yo, listen, I know what's really going on up there, man. For real.
This game juicy now. Oh, yes, I like this already.
And it's not even Sunday. It's not even Sunday night.
Oh my God! Oh no! That's another ball game with that one. I'm not gonna go into that one. Yeah, that's crazy.
And I had the radio station earlier warn me about politics and stuff like that. And
well, that's what we have this, so we have to speak freely.
We had a Christian sponsor that heard our show last Sunday because we mentioned sex.
Oh my God!
And was cursing.
Yeah.
And on the AM FM radio, and she canceled her contract with the station. The whole thing. She pulled her advertising because she's a devout Christian. I'm nothing against Christianity. I'm a Christian as well. But you know, it's a radio show. It's for entertainment. I mean, this is a serious show here right now, but we're here to entertain people. That's why we have the listeners and the followers we have. If you don't like it, all you gotta do is change the dial, change the channel. But for somebody to call the station where we at and they want to cancel their advertising and all this stuff.
The blasphemy of
But we gained the advertiser. We got a new advertiser.
Oh my God.
Thanks to our show. So the station made some money off of us. So you're welcome. You know?
Yeah, just keep making the money, and believe me, they won't put you anywhere. They'll keep you right where you are as long as you make the money.
It's the 2 hours, and they're talking about having us on multiple nights a week.
Yeah, but that's the one thing that I'll say about politics too, because I always say this, right? Like, you're not supposed to go into politics because you want a career in it. You're not supposed to be in politics for the rest of your life. You go in there to raise hell and to make changes, and then you're out. Right, so all these politicians that are in there for a long time, there's a big problem, and they should. What's up?
No, I was just saying, if I ever get elected into office, I will pledge to only serve a couple of terms, and that's it. I will not be a career politician. You know?
Do you know how many signatures you need to be president? I'm not saying don't do it. I'm not saying don't do it. But do you know how many try? Listen, what I'm saying to you is. Try to run for listen, state senate or city council.
Get New York, maybe.
Yeah, city council. You need I think 750, which is doable. Yeah. You can do that. Next year, city council race next year. Now, if you want to be on city council, just get the people in your district. Just get this. I'll make this petition for you. I'll make it for you. Just get 1,000 signatures and you're in, bro. You're in. That's how easy it is. And just don't take money. Listen, you go to the projects, you knock on all their doors, okay? You just get them. And let me tell you something. The Conservative Party in the Bronx is doing really well. They're getting a lot of people on board. But unfortunately, nobody gives a shit about the Conservative Party. I'm sorry. I mean, you're either Democrat, you're Republican. So if you're gonna be a conservative, you can, right? You can, but also be on the other party, okay? Because nobody knows what that is. Believe me. In Queens, the Conservative Party meets in a VFW hall. It smells like stale cigars and cigarettes, and there's 4 people, and they're 86 years old. Okay. Now the Bronx.
It's like sitting down with the mafia.
Yeah. The Bronx is different. Don't get me wrong. The Bronx
Party is expanding. The Conservative Party does have a presence nationwide, a national movement. They got millions and millions of voters, and they did elect Trump in 2016, and we may be making a move in Manhattan. That's all I can say. I won't say too more. But
okay, listen, I hope that you do. But what I'm saying to you is that if you're not going to get on the big party tickets, you don't got a shot in hell, bro. And I'm telling you how many signatures you need.
I know.
Do them both.
Speaking
Do them both. This is what it's called. It's called the Wilson Percula. If you want to run under both parties, if you want to run on the 4 parties, the trick is, I'll tell you what the trick is. run for Democrat and Republican and conservative and working families. You know why? Because you just make 4 freaking petitions and you put Republican on one and you put Democrat on the other and you put conservative on the other, and you could be on every ballot. So it doesn't even matter, bro. Just do them all.
He's telling you what.
Isn't that cheating?
No, that's called going to the Board of Elections and getting this book. Okay, that's what that's called. You can do it.
Like cheating to me.
No, it's not. Bob Holden, okay? Bob Holden, city councilman in Queens, runs but he termed out this year. But he's a Republican and a Democrat. Okay? You can do that. You can be both. And that's another thing. Dude, you're in public housing. You know what those people are registered as. They're not Republicans. They're Democrats.
Yeah.
Get on the ballot as a Democrat. Get on the ballot as a Republican. Get on the ballot as working families. Get on the ballot as conservative. And guess what? Yo, that's the way to get back at these people. That's the way to use the system against them. Okay, that's it. It's really that simple. It's really, really that simple. Go get this book, everybody. Get this book.
Yo, I'm about to order it right now on Amazon. Overnight shipping.
I'm done.
We did invite Gonzalo to get on here. I don't know if he's available, but he is watching. He's welcome. Any politician. It's funny. I had Gonzalo here last weekend. We was trying to get you because we broke the news of the Iranian tax on Israel, and we did a 2-hour show which blew up and got thousands and thousands of views and went viral on Twitter, and YouTube and that. We were trying to get you. I guess you was out of town or not available.
I didn't understand what you were sending me. I was like, what do I do with this? Like, this was easy. You told me like go on StreamYard at this time, no problem. Yeah, you're like, we're on, and I was like, on where? I was like, what do you tell? I didn't know. But look, I would just tell Gonzalo, since he is running and he is a vet, which I respect him for that immensely. I just, I want to make sure that like let's not be stupid. Why do they want us in endless wars? Why do they want us spending all? That's our money, man. Like, we need to you got to fix the elevator in your building. You don't need to go build a bomb and go blow up fucking the Middle East all over again. Like, we don't need that.
Instead of rebuilding schools and hospitals overseas and foreign countries, why don't you do it right here at home?
Yeah,
first?
And why are you going to send $265 million a day to Ukraine? Who's getting that money? Like, seriously, who's getting that money? So you know what? Like, I'm like, just like, let's take care of home first, and then we'll and then we'll deal with that. But we can't like look, they started this Israel-Palestine stuff with, they showed us on the news some people on parachutes. Like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Like, no, absolutely not. I'm not believing any of this nonsense. But they show us something like that on the news, and they get everybody crazy and they start us into war. Why do you think they wanted to start us into war? Because last election they used COVID. They don't have anything for this election. You think they're gonna let someone like me win? Someone like Trump? Someone like Gonzalo win? They're gonna shut that down any way that they can. And that's where our mindset has to be. What are they gonna do to keep them in power? What are they gonna do to make sure that Gonzalo doesn't win, that I don't win, that Trump doesn't win? What are they gonna do? Okay, and that's what we have. That's the glasses we have to look through. Let's not look at what they show us on TV and be like, oh my God, let's go blow up the Middle East. No, man. No, I see you. Okay, I see what you're doing. You're trying to get us to send our money away so that we're bankrupt, so that you can't even afford to pay your car note or to feed your family, so that you're so fed up with 4 jobs that you don't even realize what's going on. And then on top of that, they're screwing you and they're laughing in your face by giving people that are coming over here everything for free. Like, it's so demonic. It's so messed up. And we have to make these public servants held accountable. And when I get up there because state assembly half of the times in Albany, state assembly and state senate are a little bit like Congress and Senate, right? The House of Representatives and Senate on the federal level, on like the bigger scale, it's a smaller level, like in the state. Basically we sit on committees for like public housing and transportation and stuff like that, education, right? Which I believe that like the money, look, the Board of Education, we all went to school. We know what a monopoly is, right? The Board of Education controls all the education. And, the attendance, when you send your kid to school and they mark them attendant, like he's in school, that's just a check. That's just money. So the money needs to be follow the student. The money needs, if you want to take your son and you want him to go to school somewhere, then your kid is worth a certain amount of money, right? Whatever it is, 20,000 a year.
It's per seat. That's how they do it. Yeah.
Right. So your kid, hey, what's up, Gonzalo? Your kid can go wherever it is that you want him to go, right? So that's what I believe.
Where did you go?
But continue, finish your thought, Jonathan.
No, that was it. I was just saying, like, these are some of the things that state assembly can do, and it's the most local of all the positions, and I'm very proud of that because I want to make sure that my neighborhood is taken care of, and that's why I decided to run in the position that I ran, and I picked it because the Republicans were going to not have anyone in that seat, and believe me, I called my district leader and I said, yo, you don't have anyone running in that seat. And they were like, nah. They were like, nah, we're not giving it to you. So I took it from them. Okay? I took it.
It's like we took over the airwaves on the AM, FM.
Well, listen.
We took over.
That's right.
You got to claim it. That's what he's saying.
So before we get Gonzalo on here, this is one of the questions we ask. Once elected into office, what is your agenda in the first 100 days?
I just asked the same question. Yeah. I did it a different way saying it, but he already answered that.
So he already answered that.
Yeah, he did.
No, I mean, I'll tell you. I mean, I'll answer it a little bit better. But like, the first thing I have to do is I'm going to collect all the information on all the people that are involved in doing dirty to all the people. Like, that's the only thing I can do. I want all the information. I don't care who you are. I don't care what deals you signed. I want it all. And I'm going to hold you accountable. I don't care who you are. I don't care how long you've been there. You sold us out. You voted yes on your voting record to forcibly inject children. You voted yes to give money and to facilitate child trafficking. You voted yes to not let the police crack down on girls that are being forced to being prostituted in my neighborhood. I'm coming right after you. And that's the first thing I'm doing in the 100 days.
There you go.
Crazy. I do want to add one more question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So my question to you is, like, from the years of politics, we have seen that have run the country, from state, senate, everything that you could think of, right? Now, which one do you admire the most that you've seen, past or present?
Well, I think that, like I said before, the country is built from the bottom up, so local is the most important. Listen, I would love to be Congress. I would love to have that position and get that media attention and be on the TV and all that stuff. That's not what this is about. It's just about taking care of your community. So I'm very proud of the fact that I'm running for the most local position, and I'm going to utilize that power to the most effective way that I can.
Okay.
And welcome to the discussion right now is New York 15 candidate for Congress, the Honorable Sergeant Gonzalo de Ram. Thank you for joining our discussion this evening.
So guys, look, I just came to see because I saw the link sent to me. That's all the reason. This is John's show. I just heard my name a couple times. I was like, hey, what's going on? What's going on?
What's up, Gonzalo? It's good to see you. I'm not mad at you for not endorsing me for Congress. Don't worry. You're gonna have to deal with picking the lady you picked. You know what I mean? That's on you. It's between you and God. But that's all good. I'm not mad at you. Still love you.
Well, to be honest, and this is you put it out there. So actually I didn't vote for I abstained from voting from the congressional district for the 14th. Yeah, yes. For the 14th congressional district, I abstained from voting because I didn't think any of the candidates were in a position where I would personally want to vote for them. Not to say that they didn't have leeway into the vote. I just didn't think anybody was, even the one that they picked, the candidate. Personally, I didn't vote for her because I didn't think she had the qualifications that I want to see for somebody running for office. And I know that's not kosher with a lot of people, but understand I didn't get to my position or the positions that I am in because I did what the main factions of parties do. I won my position because I literally went out and made sure that everything that I need to present myself and work on is at that level. When it comes to being on camera, whether my leadership abilities within the community, my reputation within the community, everything you could think about, it's all in there. Last year, you mentioned something really important: nepotism in politics. How, let's say, it's common knowledge. It's not no secret. So the Republican Party can't come after me saying this. Yeah, Christy Mamarati, she went under the tag that she was a non-political person running for office. But yeah, her husband is the commissioner for the Board of Elections for the Republican, and her brother is the chairman for the Republican Party. That's common knowledge. There's no defining factor, and even all that, she wasn't able to win without the Conservative Party's vote this last year. And is she going to get the vote automatically? I don't know. The Conservative Party wasn't even invited to her inauguration. I got in there because I'm a journalist. I took the journalism position this year so I can try to get more conservatism, not conservative, but conservatism journalism out there. Because what you said earlier with the independent part, independent media, they try to drive that to use a good word, the hype, just to get the clickbaits so that they can sell it or use it, and they use us, but they don't get the message across. And if you remember correctly, I wrote an article on you that was, journalistic, showing not what your past was or what the hype or the clickbait was, but who Jonathan Rinaldi is. And then the next thing was to put you on television. Once again, you're articulate, you're great, you're the person that I think should be articulating on the subject matters that we need. Everything that you said, and that you started, DJ Lamov can vouch for it. We're thinking the same way. Our ideologies are pretty much the same. The tactics on the way we go about it is that's a different story. So
yeah, but let me put you on the spot. Let me ask you, how many signatures did you personally get when you were going out there? Personally.
So it depends. When you say how much should I get, and once again, now you're putting me in a spot that you're making me put information that I didn't want to put out right now.
I can go view your petitions. I can see them if I wanted to.
We're live on worldwide radio. That's on social media.
No, the reason why I ask you, honestly, the reason why I ask you is because, on a good day, right? Me personally, I can get like 20 on a good day per day, right? So when you're out there for 30 days, 40 days, that's where you can get like 500-600 at the door. So like, I know that like Gonzalo, you needed what, 1250, right? So you needed help. Like, there's no way you could have done it by yourself. It's impossible.
No.
But I was just curious from like one candidate to another, like what was your good day on getting signatures? How many did you get like on a good day average?
So I'm going to answer your question. I'm actually directed, but I want you to give you a little bit of knowledge with what I went through. So first of all, I think you can get a lot more than 20. I bet your highlight is anywhere between 40 or 50. Because all you have to say is, I'm trying to get AOC out, and everybody's going to sign on that. I know that for a fact. That being said, personally, I wasn't just working for myself. I worked for the individuals within the party across the board. So I wasn't thinking about getting my signatures. I was thinking about getting the state assembly for the 77, 78, 79, 80, 81st. So I went across the board. I got hundreds of signatures to try to make sure that it wasn't just me running for office. It was all of them. you know. And if you look on my social media, you can look every day during the 30-day of petitioning. I had 2 or 3 people with me trying to get signatures. You know, for the Conservative Party, even the chairman, Patrick Jimenez, was out there driving us around. I had everywhere from the North Bronx to the South Bronx. And I'm proud to say what I mentioned earlier was that we have 19 out of 21 people running for the ballot under the Conservative Party this year. Before my tenure as vice chairman, we probably had maybe 3, 4, 5 people, and they were the type of people that came in last minute, the type of people that that got kicked out of the party or didn't get a chance with them. So, you know, these people that I made sure got on the ballot this year, and we only had maybe 3 or 4, less than 4, about 4 individuals from the Republican Party get on our ballots, because I wanted to make sure this year was all conservative. Obviously, I didn't win all the votes to get those individuals, but also, you know, the Conservative Party is a lot smaller than the other parties, so we don't have like maybe a viable candidate in the what section was it? The 16th congressional, or for sure this year the 14th congressional district. So I think that answered your question, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, you answered it like a good politician, and it's funny, but I still, but no, I mean, but you are a Republican candidate, correct?
Yes, I am. I this year, I'm the vice chairman for the Conservative Party, so I am the conservative candidate for Congressional District 15. This is the first year that I even attempted to get the Republican Party, and the job is for the Republican Party to get it. And I volunteered myself to go out and help them, but I didn't, go the whole 30 days with them, because I was more concerned with getting the conservative signatures done first, along with the Republican candidates that we chose too.
Right. Well, just to be a little more transparent, because so people understand, is that the signatures you get is a percentage of the registered people in the party, right? So the Conservative Party doesn't have that many. So to be like, for example, when I was running for city council in Queens, I needed 15 signatures from the Conservative Party to get on the ballot. So basically, yeah, when you're out there to be a candidate for the Conservative Party, and that's a good deal that you made, bro, because you probably only needed like 200 or 300 signatures to get on the conservative line as and I don't know it, but it can't be that much. But then what happens is, when you leave other people to get signatures for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you are taking the Republican line, and I'm not bashing you, I'm just talking about the reality of it, is that where the hell they get those signatures? Because the candidate that they were pushing doesn't live anywhere, doesn't even live in New York City. So either they hired companies, or right, if your family member is the chairman of the board of elections, where are you really getting these signatures? So that's why it's so important for people to know this book, and to know how to file the objections, and to know how to do the specifications, because you will find, and I'm not saying to go against us, but what I'm saying is, if you use this against the working families and against the Democrats, believe me, you're going to find things you don't want to see, and you can't believe that go on.
So, and then, you know me, I'm a fair person. So, you saying that right there, though, the political way that you said it would get you kicked out of the party and on their ballot for something saying it like that. Even though what you said was absolutely right. But
yeah, I ran, Gonzalo, listen to this. I ran into this dude who's the attorney, and he works at the Board of Elections, a guy I seen at club meetings and everything. I'm in the neighborhood knocking on doors. I ask him to sign my petition. He's so afraid to get fired to have his name on my petition, right? People are freaking cowards, bro. Like, yo, that's why I'll do it by myself all day long. I don't need the party ever again. I don't need the party endorsements, because I can get on the ballot by myself, and anybody can do that. Anybody can do that.
And I want that to happen. It should be like that. And just to show my sincerity, I don't mind going out with you to get some signatures if you want. But just so that the people can understand, for the it depends on the amount of people that are registered to vote in your party, so that you know how many signatures you get. Now, because the Conservative Party is the third largest party, but we're the smallest, we're one of the smallest. I only have to get 5% of the total registered voters, or either 5% of the total or a certain amount that they dictate. So it's one or the other. And although, let's say for city council, I think is maybe 30 signatures at any given time, you have to understand those 30 signatures are not easy to get. Those 30 signatures, the one person might be on this block, and then the next one is about 6 blocks away on the 5th floor with no elevator, and then they don't want to sign or open the door. Then you have to go 6 other blocks away, and it's hard. So what I did this past year was I did my best to get individuals that were willing to run for office, but at the same time willing to sign. So get the signatures first, know that the people could sign, but then get them on the ballot. And then I spent the whole year doing that across the Bronx. And then now this year, I plan to put, a good efforts, not only people on the ballot, but get those signatures lined up so that the following year, more people that are more outspoken like you, or people like DJ Loudmouth, are willing to run. Because, I don't disagree with you that an influencer could get those signatures easily when he has 1 million followers, but do we want an influx of influencers out there as politicians? Are they going to be better than
an influencer could get elected as well? Look at Ronald Reagan, and look at on a federal level, national level.
Ronald Reagan was a movie star, and back in that day it was different lifestyle. We're talking about let's say an influencer who jumps on the air and those farts, for laughs. You want somebody like that as the next congressman? Me personally, once again, I wouldn't vote for somebody like that because of everything I said earlier.
Either 4 of us right here in this virtual room could do a lot better in politics than the majority of the people that are in there now.
Yeah, and everything that Jonathan has said, I may have said it in a more diplomatic way, but also we're on the same page. We want the same thing, but the way we go around it makes it different. Like the way DJ Loudmouth might be a little bit more, outspoken in the way I would go, But I think there has to be a balance with, if the people want you, then you should be able to get those votes. You should be able to be in office if the people want you. Now, for the independent party, I want to get those numbers lowered, because what people don't understand, let's say the Democratic Party, and I'm just making this up, don't quote me on these. Let's say the Democratic Party needs 2,000 signatures. The Republicans need 800 signatures, and then the Conservative Party only needs 50 signatures for city council. Well, the Independent Party needs 5,000, something like that. That influx is ridiculous. I want it to be lower. During the COVID time period, they changed the law in New York so that no party can be called the Independence Party, which we did have in 2018. And I tried to join the Independence Party, but since they veered more towards the Democratic, they lost their core voters, and they dismantled after that. So
well, it's also, it's the blanks, right? I know that I need 15. I needed 500 Republican signatures to get on the ballot for assembly, and now on the independent line, I need 1,500.
Yeah.
So it's like a big difference. But I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know about the independent, but I don't know if it's maybe there's just that many more registered independents more than Democrats or Republicans. So the 5% is or 1,500 or whatever it is.
Look, I'm pledging to get DJ Loudmouth on the ballot. I'm not saying you're going to win, but I'm going to get your butt on the ballot, and this is how we're going to do it. Okay?
No, if I get on the ballot, I'm going to win 100%.
Okay, once again, I'm just going to get you on the ballot. All right?
I don't do nothing in life unless I win.
Look,
I just like Michael Jordan.
Exactly, and you keep that mentality in there, and you never stop. But I'm going to get you on the ballot, and this is the way it's going to be done.
Well, don't say it all on the air. Just keep it private.
No, this is general knowledge. This is general knowledge, and I want the people to know this because the blanks outweigh all the parties in one shot, and the ones the let's say the independents are maybe 2/3 of all the parties combined, right? And then the blanks outweigh all of them by 3-4 times over. So let's say I don't remember the numbers exactly, so don't quote me on this, but let's say there's a total of maybe 300,000 voters in New York, registered voters, right? In the blanks that are registered blanks, there's maybe like 800,000 voters registered as blanks. Or they're, they're registered as nothing. So if you just took a portion of those right there, you would automatically win. But the problem is that what we've been having, and this is what I've been having, because I've been in politics behind the scenes for 8 years. Only the last 3 years have I actually, gone up front and done, face to face or did paperwork for it. But the people don't want to get involved because they look at politicians as liars. They look at them as people that don't really have our best interest. They just come in during election season. So how do we get people like Jonathan and DJ Loudmouth to be on them already? Look,
Well, first of all, you got to vote for me, bro. I mean, you can't just abstain. I mean, you want me on, you got to vote for me, dude. That's how you do it. You don't abstain, not vote for me, and then say, hey, how do we get somebody like me on? You got to actually have a little, you got to have a little courage and believe in somebody like me.
Well,
you know what I'm saying, Gonzalo?
There's a difference between being in a party and then there's a venue for you to go, and that would be the independent party. So just because I don't vote for you doesn't mean there's not another way to do it. Like, you can get on it. And if your own party and your own area doesn't want you, then how would you expect somebody like me from a different borough to be like, oh yeah, let me get them on? It doesn't work like that. I just straightforward. It doesn't work like that.
No, I get you. But when you win, you're gonna see me holding your ass accountable too. So don't worry about it.
And I look forward to it. And when that day does come, I hope you would be hard on me as you are with everybody else, but it's because it's truly what I'm doing is wrong and not just for the clicks or for the fame or for whatever. And that's because I agree that with protesting, and me and DJ Loudmouth have different opinions on this, but I don't really care for the dramatics. Like, one of the reasons why we're not, and I'm saying we are not having the ability to debate the politicians, one is because of the protesting, and two, because the individuals are losing that opportunity when they could be discussing. There's a difference between standing up and saying this is wrong and then being dragged out by the collar at the same time. I don't know if you guys agree with that or not.
I'll get dragged out every single time, and these people are liars and they'll never debate. And they actually, when I was running for city council in Queens, they would shut down debates because they were afraid of me showing up because I was actually a candidate and I was going to debate. They're not interested in debating, man. These people don't care. These people aren't gonna. They're not gonna do. They don't play the game correctly. They're cheating. They're lying. They're demonic. They have fraudulent signatures, and then you want to go and you want to pretend like they're gonna participate in something righteous. No way in hell. The reason why I was so successful doing what I was doing is because they have no defense. I was using Saul Alinsky's rules for radicals against them. I was using the Chicago Democratic politics against them. And the problem is that conservatives like yourself, right, couldn't see the genius behind it. All you could do is get in your feelings. You know what I'm saying? Could you imagine me as an endorsed congressional candidate? I would wreck this whole place. I would change our country. But then people like me are never going to be able to, because conservative people with their righteousness think that you're playing in the same field as them. They will bury you at the first chance they get. You think anyone's going to take you seriously? You think anyone's going to debate you? I got news for you, bro. They will shut you out and they won't give you 2 cents. You got to take it. You gotta take it, Gonzalo.
Okay,
Well,
tonight.
I guarantee that we're gonna get Richie Torres' bitch ass in our studio or on a podium with Gonzalo Durant, because I'm on a platform now that we broadcast tri-state area every single week to 8 million people.
Oh, this is gonna get good.
So
well, I hope
guarantee-
you make it happen, dude, and I will
And
support Gonzalo.
if you need help to get your opponent, bitch ass, to debate you, we will go to fucking Queens. We'll swipe our Metro
He
card.
has nobody to debate.
No, he's going against somebody too, right? You're going against a Democrat, right? Jonathan?
Oh yeah, Hevesy will never debate me. I called him out on Austin Street, and I told him to watch out for me last year. They'll never. The Democrats. They will never.
Do you guys hear what a paper pusher like me would say to interject, if you guys don't mind?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're not going to debate us. That's that's a high
will.
and they wouldn't debate somebody. They wouldn't debate somebody like you because of everything you've done. So how do we fix that problem? And this is where the paper pusher comes in. Look, we have DJ Lamoff right there with a platform. If they won't debate us, then we get our debate skills and we show them how we would debate. And now we solve that. Now, is it going to be mainstream? Unless we do the process, then it will never be coming to that level. So if DJ Lamoff is willing, and I have no problem asking, if you're willing to devote some time to get candidates to have some kind of debate, whether the Democratic Party shows up or not, that's something we need. The people need to know what we're saying, what we want. And when you're getting dragged out, they're not hearing that part. They're not listening to that part. So, for me, for the last 10 years, you can look at what I'm about, what I've done, what I'm saying. You can Google it. You can look at my personal stuff. You have articles, you have videos of me speaking, saying, doing it, not just talking about it, but doing it. That's the difference between, somebody who has a shot and somebody who doesn't, plain and simple. Because you can have 80,000 Twitter followers, but that doesn't mean they're in your district. That doesn't mean they're going to support you when it really matters. But having the proof of or some aspect of it, the raw feed of something that we're doing, that's going to make a difference. That's my opinion.
So what I should have done is what you're saying. The candidate that Conservative Party did endorse, what I should have done is cursed out the Conservative Party like she did, and then I would have gotten your endorsement. Is that what you're telling me? I should have just told the Conservative Party to kick rocks, and I should have told everyone that you guys mean nothing, and then you would have endorsed me, because maybe I'll do that next time. That's not me, though. I'm just busting your balls, Gonzalo. I'm really just busting your balls. But that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, and an abstention, and I'm just telling you this, an abstention, right? Vote, bro. Don't abstain. You want to vote for somebody? Vote for somebody. Saying that you abstained, I mean, come on. That's like, come on, dude.
I want to vote for somebody, me personally. Now you're asking a constituent whether he's going to vote for you or not, and the negativity of me voting, not voting for you. If it was me, I would say, hey, look, what I can do better, or what did I do wrong to win somebody's vote? That's my mindset, And I abstained from the person that they endorsed because of everything you said, because she said kick rocks and she didn't put good light into the Conservative Party. Now, I can't talk about everybody else, and they did put her in for their beliefs that she has the ability to run against the AOC. And I can tell you right now, specifically, because I go into details with everybody that came up in front of me, she does have a following. Some of it's negative, but a lot of it's more positive. And, I went to different areas of the Bronx to make sure that she is well known in those areas. So I waited till maybe the last week of the voting to see if she was worth even getting signatures for. So I didn't just go because the party told me to do it or because I needed.
Well, you obviously didn't go to College Point and hear what they had to say, because she doesn't step foot in Queens. So again, it doesn't matter. Listen, it's all good. I'm just giving you shit because you didn't endorse me, but it's fine. I don't care, because I don't need a party endorsement. And it wasn't about me, Gonzalo. Like, what I did was I saw the writing on the wall. I was like, I'm not going to go up against the Bronx GOP. I saw that the Republicans had an empty seat, And then that's what I went for, because the only thing that matters is getting on the ballot. I don't have to primary anybody. I'm in, baby. November, here we go. It's going to be Trump, and then it's going to be Rinaldi right underneath. And I can't wait. And I can't wait. And I'm going to win. And I'm going to win. And I'm going to win the way that I know how to do it. And then people are going to be like, oh, my God, this crazy motherfucker just won and got on the ballot by himself. And then you're going to be like, oh, you know what? Maybe, oh, man, maybe I should have shown him a little bit more love. And then you're going to be like, hey, man, can you come endorse me? And I'll be like, of course I will, because I love you, Gonzalo. That's just how I am.
And it goes in both ways. And the way I would operate, I didn't vote for you, but once again, I got you on television. I wrote an article about you, and we even have you upcoming to one of our shows to talk politics with you.
Yeah, and I love you for that, but I'm still going to bust your balls no matter what. I still love you, but I'm still going to give you shit. I don't care.
Well, that's a politician. So they can see that I'm working for the long run.
Right. That's right. But but look, I'm glad that you came on and we can talk and all that good stuff. And, we're both going to work hard and, make this happen. We're just going to make it happen. And we'll each fight the way that we know how. We all have different ways to go about it. But ultimately, we gotta catch each other's back.
The important thing is, are you on the ballot or do you need signatures? Do you need people to
No, I'm on the ballot. I'm on it. Okay. I made it. I'm saying that now is the independent party. Okay. Now it's time for the independent party. Because after you get petitions, just for the audience to know, you have a certain amount of time. What month are we in? April? Like in March and into April, you get the conservative, working families, Republican, and Democrat. Then you get signatures for that. And then that's over. And then now is independent party petitions.
Yeah, I think it started 2 days ago. Yeah, it started 2 days ago.
Started Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday. And it goes about 5 weeks or so.
Yeah, it goes about 5 weeks. The good thing about doing the independents is that you can get any registered voter. It doesn't matter if they're Democrat. It doesn't matter. When you're running for a specific party, you have to specifically get registered voters from that party. So being an independent, running for an independent, you can go to the supermarkets, you can go to the little league games, you can go to the park, you can get signatures that way. But because I was running against the party, basically, I had to make sure my signatures were legit. I had to make sure that every single signature was at the door and that name matched the voter registration. You know what I mean? But now it's okay. It's independent. It's different. But yeah, anybody that wants to run, right here, get this book, make a petition. You can do it right now. You can do it right now. Right now.
Yeah.
You can do it right now.
Yeah, that's it.
No, the only person we haven't heard from is Vero G. I mean, are you going to run for office or what?
I mean, if the opportunity comes my way, I'll take it. Why not?
Hopefully not against me, though.
Oh, no, please.
Oh, that would be good. But why not? That would be good.
What, have her going against me?
Yeah, that's good media right there. You have a primary right there.
Ooh, that'd be some weird stuff going on there. Nah, no.
Well, you can't
handle if she beats you? Come on. That's politics.
I can't. I'm done.
Well, either way, we're in office. Whoever, you
don't have to run for the same office, though. Here, I'll make it niceties, okay? You run for one office, you run for the other office.
Like I always joke with you, Gonzalo, but there's some serious in it. If we run for president and we're each other's running mate, we're all gonna be co-presidents.
What?
So yeah, so behind the closed doors, we're all gonna lead the country together, and Jonathan will be part of our administration.
Oh shit!
And we'll
this is gonna be good. I like this already. Yes.
I got a special announcement that I'm trying to keep quiet. So stop talking about the presidency until Friday.
Animal House. I'm thinking about Animal House. I don't know why. Don't ask me why.
The parties are going to be amazing that we have at the White House.
Animal House. Oh, man. Another movie. Sorry. Sidetrack.
Go ahead.
Hey, this is Jonathan's show. This is Jonathan's show. Don't stop, Jonathan.
Oh,
no, it's not. No, listen. It's not my.
I'm trying
I just wanted to disseminate information. That's all I wanted to do. I learned a bunch of stuff when I was at the Board of Elections, and I felt like this was a great opportunity to just share because, you know, we can't do this all the time. Like, we have families, we work, like we're going to take our shot and make the most of it. But the most important thing is to try to, you know, empower the people because that's really the most important. And that's what you can do on the local level, is just really empower as many people as possible. And it's a good thing that we have the opportunity to do that, and I'll continue to do it. You know,
power back. We need to put the power back to the people, and that's what we intend to do.
Absolutely.
For the viewers watching, so you guys understand, running for office is it's another job. It's another additional job. The amount of time and efforts you have to put in it, and the cost as well. I mean, it's a deciding factor. One of my biggest pitches for the Conservative Party is, yes, our numbers is low. That means the cost is low. But something for the Independent Party, if you don't have a major backer, it's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. Sure, you can get signatures from people at the Walmart and train stations, but if you don't have a platform, a lot of people are going to ask, "Well, who are you? I don't know you," etc. But then you also could get challenged in that format too. So it makes it hard. And I agree with Jonathan that you can do it on your own, but it's easier not to. It's easier to get some kind of formation and understanding of the way politics do work. Like when somebody tells me, "Look, I'm going to run for president," one day I'm like, "Look, calm down, learn the process first, and then try to go to that level." Because let's say you did get into office, we can't act a lot of the ways that we act now when we actually in office. And
of course you can.
Yeah,
of course you can. Who said? You can do whatever you want. Look, listen, man, we gotta.
It's a free country, but the reason why certain people don't get into a position is because they don't act appropriate when it's necessary. If we complain about AOC acting a fool and yelling and acting silly, but if we're doing the same thing, how can we contradict ourselves? That's one of the things that I don't understand when I'm speaking to somebody in my position and they're looking for my endorsement, or my assistance, like Trump. Once again, when it comes to Trump, I abstain from voting for him on the presidential endorsement, but I have done everything that I could possibly do. I wrote the endorsement letter that came from the Conservative Party. I got articles from individuals across the Bronx on why they wanted to vote for Trump. And then I compiled that list and I used it as an op-ed in the newspaper so that the people can understand why Trump would be the best president nomination and endorsement for him. And I've done everything that I could possibly think of. And I'm just giving an example of why I would do something. Now, I wouldn't vote for Trump because I never met the guy. I've never shook his hand. He's never asked me to do any work for him. So, I don't, and I know you're taking shots at me as a, humorist, but the same way I would go for that, I would do to you and I would do to everybody else. That's right there is, you could tell my leadership ability based off of that. You could tell my work ethic based off of that. And it's visible, it's open. And that's some of the things that you have to do if you're going to get into a real position. Those just right there alone, those are the diplomacies that we have to work with. Because if you did run for office and let's say a conservative ran and won, we're talking about any chamber. On the left side, there's going to be Democrats. On the right side is going to be Republicans, and you're going to have one person, a lone wolf in a room full of donkeys and elephants.
Outsider.
Yeah, an outsider. So how are you going to make policies and changes in government if you can't diplomatically work with people across the board? And if you fought with them for the last 5 or 10 years, how are you going to start working on bills with them? I'm not saying that you specific. I'm not doing that. I'm saying in general,
Yeah, well, I mean, with that same mindset is like all the bills and everything that they've done have been against our interests. These people need someone to get in their face. And that's just my personal opinion, is that, it's okay to be a lone wolf. If that's my role, then that's my role. And again, I'm not looking to be a career politician. I'm going in there to raise hell and to make sure that everybody knows what it is that they did based on their voting record. So, again, the only thing that we can really do locally is, listen, man, my opponent passed the bill, like I was saying, passed the bill to where children can get vaccines and hormones without the parents' consent. You think I'm going to work with that guy? You think I want to have a diplomacy with somebody that just completely violated the parental rights and put the children in situations for them to be taken advantage of? You think I want to work with somebody like that? No way. And let me tell you something. You think you can trust someone like that because I have to behave? I got to sit there like this and twiddle my thumbs? No, man. These are evil people, Gonzalo. And there is no quarter. No. These are the people that force firemen to lose their jobs and police officers. These are the people that took everyone that followed God and purged our police, our fire department, and then they put people in there that are there to follow orders. These people are not there. These people are to be dealt with and exposed. And I'm not ever going to play a role so I can shake hands with a demon. I will never do that. Okay? And if nobody's going to like me for that, then I don't care. I don't care.
We need that. We need you to say that. We need you to be outspoken like that. Now we need for that message, what you just said right there, to reach the people. And in the second part, my goal, where your goal is to, let's say, fight them. My goal is to try to get them out of the office. And how do we get them out of office? By clearing them out, by getting other people. That's why I spent my year trying to get people to get on the ballot. Well, first to run, get on the ballot, and clean the slate. That's my goal. So I got 19 possible individuals. And
so already drained the swamp.
Yeah.
So already drained the swamp. Continue.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying. My goal is to clean the slate.
And I bet you have a copy of this book, don't you? That's the only way that you can do it.
Where's my fucking book? Where's my fucking book?
Yeah, how could DJ Lama doesn't have a book?
That I need. I got the book over there somewhere. I don't know where
You're gonna get it by this Friday, okay? You'll be happy.
I don't want an autographed copy from both of y'all.
Aww.
All right, listen. I really need to go eat some dinner. Yep. It's been like 2 hours, and I appreciate it. But I got my kids over here.
Yeah.
But if there's anything else you want to talk about, just let me know.
Yeah, if anything, just to wrap up, tell everybody where they can find you, social media and
your website, campaign, and everything.
Yeah, I mean, look, you can find me on JDR4NYC.com. That's JDR4FORNYC.com. Mind you, I have to kind of redo all my social media since now I have changed what I was running for and all that stuff. So, just bear with me as I rebrand myself and refocus my efforts from, one thing to another. I've learned a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong. We all have a lot to learn. I'm going to do better. I'm going to, become more of a policy person than an activist. Which we all have to we all have to get better in the way that we do our things. So just look me up, just like Gonzalo, just like me. Send us some money, okay? Send me $10. I mean, for someone like me, I'll just be honest with you. I need to print palm cards, put gas in my car, get a coffee. These are believe me, you sending me $10, I might get a couple of $100. I'm not doing any of the matching funds because I don't want to deal with the any of the accounting and any of the stuff that goes with matching funds is where you raise a certain amount of money and then the city gives you 12 times that money. I'm just not interested. I just don't care because they'll never give you the money anyways, and then they'll audit you, and then you'll have to end up paying. It's a complete pain in the butt. So that's why, Gonzalo, when the things that I do, right, when you see me on every news channel in the world, just remember that I did that for $0. Okay, just remember that. I spend $0 and I'm on every single channel that exists. So again, we all have our different tactics, but you know, just look me up. I'm just out here fighting for the people. I'm here doing everything I can for the people, and I'm going to empower the people with the administrative process and the information. And I'll do it my way. And people like Gonzalo are there to do it the right way, just not like me, because I'm a little bit out of my mind. But anybody can do this. Anybody.
Anybody.
And that's what he just said. Yeah.
Even a loudmouth, Italian, Puerto Rican. Yeah.
Wow. Anyway,
anybody could do it.
Well, you gotta come out to it.
Only in America.
All right then.
It's still America.
If anybody wants to do it for the Conservative Party, let me know.
Oh, shoot, just threw it in there.
All right, we'll talk. We'll talk.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Jonathan Rinaldi, for coming on the show. We appreciate you so much for your time. And again, God bless you, and also Gonzalo, for your amazing journey along for this year. For much more blessings for both of you.
Thank you just for mentioning my name. I appreciate that.
You're welcome, Gonzalo. Thank you, Gonzalo Duran, who's in the bottom.
You want to plug yourself as well?
Yeah, why don't you tell your social media over here?
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. You guys can reach me at Gonzalo Duran. .NYC, and social media handles are all at Gonzalo Duran NYC. Thank you guys, I appreciate it. Shout out to Bo CV.
Yes.
I feel like we're an SNL skit. We're gonna see this on SNL. They're gonna recreate this scene,
like a parody scene.
One day,
yeah. This is funny,
when we're all elected, they're gonna be playing this back and doing skits on SNL. I wonder who's gonna play me.
No comment. I want to see that one. Done.
All right then.
Oh man, well,
no.
We'll wait for hopefully another guest. I don't know, but it should be on their way. I've been waiting for a minute. Right. But thank you guys for coming on the show again, and we'd love to have you guys next time.
Yeah, definitely following up, and you know, and just stay connected offline, and let's all help each other.
Yeah, no doubt. Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it. Anytime.
God bless.
Awesome.
All right, catch you later.
You too,
Bye.
man. Thank you. I don't know how you do it that way.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
That was interesting. How do you feel about that?
Yeah.
Interesting conversation. A big shout out to Jonathan Rinaldi, who's on the show right now, and Sergeant Gonzalo Duran.
Yep.
For coming through and just stopping by and talking about politics and that. Well, how do you feel about that? No, they're from different parties, you know.
Yeah, different parties and demographics, races, you know. Mm-hmm. Pretty much the message is go out and vote, you know, go out and don't be afraid. Take a chance. If you see things are not right in your neighborhood and community, go out there to Board of Election and put your name, fill out the paperwork. It's not hard to do. You can do it for free or cheap. You don't even need an endorsement of a party. And you can make a change, you know, even unelected positions like a district leader, which I was before. Gonzalo Durant was a district leader. He started out as a district leader. You know, we're community activists in New York City or community and everything. You know, Bossy V is a community activist, you know, in her own community, her own neighborhood and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Like I said, it starts in the local level, in your own community, your own neighborhood, and you can make a change. You know, whether you run for office or not, you can make a change. Yeah. You have a voice, but if you don't vote or if you don't go and do the community work, you know, then nothing's gonna change. Like I said, we're all leaders here. Everyone that comes on our show, that comes on our radio, we're all leaders in our own way. So we represent our own communities, our own neighborhoods. Yep. Our own cities, you know. So if you know, like they say, if you see something, say something. If you see things are not a certain way in your community, why don't you go run?
Make a change for it.
Make a change,
right?
And run for city council, city assembly, state assembly, you know, and you know, you might just get elected, and then it'll be your responsibility, and people will depend on you. To come through with those promises and to, you know, make a change. You know?
definitely, man.
And,
No, yeah, it's this. Yeah.
I do intend on
Definitely.
I do intend on doing something. I don't know about you. I can't publicly say it right now, but
Something's in the works, isn't it?
I do intend on doing something about it. And you know, being in my neighborhood for over 30 years, enough is enough. And I see it's getting worse. It's not getting better. And I didn't like our previous city councilwoman.
Yeah.
You know, and stuff like that. She switched up. She came from coming to our house personally a few times and coming to a few things that we done. So I turned her back like she's too big now. And she didn't come through with some of the promises she made.
They're all like the same. That's what they were saying.
She
Like
led to
earlier.
the destruction of our neighborhood, of our city, the influx of all the migrants. This is all city council. People want to blame the president. Yeah, the president has a big role in this, but the reason why these migrants are coming here is because the city council years ago voted to make New York City a sanctuary city. So the city council is the reason why we have tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of migrants coming to the city. And it's draining our resources, draining our funding that we need for our homeless New York City families, our veterans, the elderly, the sick, and people's being pushed aside so we could accommodate these migrants that, quite honestly, to be frank with you, they have no fucking business being here.
No, yeah.
If you want to come to this country, do it the legal way, the process through immigration. Because me and Veronica or Bossy V, Gonzalo or Jonathan, anybody else cannot just go to another country without the immigration process. And then hand me a check, give me housing, give me a $10,000 debit card, which your tax-paying dollars or my tax-paying dollars pay for. So, yeah, there's no accountability. It's out of control spending in New York City and New York State, and somebody has to hold them accountable. And if and when I decide to run, and once I'm elected, I will take it dead serious, just like I do on here on the radio. I will take it dead serious, and I will hold the people accountable. And people have to get fired, they will. And I will push through my number one agenda, once elected into office, is to appeal the city's sanctuary status. So I am announcing that here.
Okay.
That
wow.
I
This week was president of something else.
Well, you have to start
Right.
local and work your way up. So
yeah, I mean, you got to know.
I can have
who you are.
I can have a couple of years here, and then I could go from Wall Street to the White House. You know, I could be the first person ever to go from public housing to City Hall to the White House, and the first person of Hispanic descent, also Italian descent, Sicilian, but the first person of color, minority, to be president of the United States, and perhaps the future mayor of New York City. Well, we got previous Black African American mayors, David Dinkins, great David Dinkins. You got Eric Adams. I'm not gonna call him great, but yeah, but the first Hispanic mayor of New York City, and you'd be the first lady of New York City, and I'll make you deputy mayor.
Get the fuck out of here, first lady.
Bossy B will be a part of our administration. Gonzalo Durant, if he's not in Congress, and Jonathan, and yeah, I'd rather have a homeless person off the street be in an elected position than somebody that is a career politician and you already know what they're about. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Whatever.
That's a really good one there. Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, but definitely we need somebody to do the job, and I believe I could do the job. I could make change. We get rid of these fucking parking meters that are everywhere. They're excessive. We don't need all these parking meters. It's just a money scheme.
Well, I'm actually something. How about these bike lanes?
Come
on, really?
It is because Manhattan is becoming a car-free zone. So it's for the part of it has to do with pollution. The other part of it is because of the money. The city needs the money. So
but remember the bus stop. Remember that they fucked that should have.
But I do encourage bike lanes and stuff like that. Maybe not so excessively, but I do encourage it. We need to be more independent from cars and motor vehicles. And New York City does have too many cars, especially in Manhattan. We shouldn't be towing people's cars.
Let's not even go there. Come on. Oh my God.
If you get a parking ticket, it should be based on your income. If you're low income, work with somebody. If they're on disability, if they're disabled, they have a disabled family member, work with them. But obviously, if you're rich, you're making 60, 80, 100 grand a year or more, there's no excuse not to pay parking tickets. But you should work with people because I'm part of the systemic. What happened to me happened to thousands of minorities and low-income people when they had their cars taken from them.
Yeah, you told me that.
So
yeah.
I looked at the list of the cars that were taken. I looked up some of the people just to see, and you won't believe what I found. I found that the majority, half the people, cars that are in auction by the NYPD, by the city marshal, the sheriff, was from low-income neighborhoods. So they targeted, New York City systematically targeted low-income families and took their cars and basically stole them legally. And I try to fight this in New York Supreme Court, Veronica. Ultimately,
you're a whole government name.
Ultimately, I was unsuccessful, Vero G, because I was going up against $1 million attorneys representing the city. So of course I'm I had an attorney as well or whatever, but I'm going against the whole system. So I did put on a good case, and it went on for months. But my car is mostly paid off now. The loan, I still owe this New York City a few $1,000s, but I don't have to worry about getting parking tickets anymore, which more than half of them were phony, fraudulent tickets. They just print them out, like fucking candy, like condoms. With these sex trafficking, young ladies that are coming here that is being allowed, so unfortunate for that. But it's just crazy what I see in New York City. Like, I feel like we're back in the 70s, the 60s.
Oh, that times were really bad.
You got people selling drugs out in the open. Yeah. You got hookers, prostitutes.
That's the old Times Square.
The whole city feels like that. Oh. And forget about the drug dealers and all that stuff. That's nothing. People legally or illegally open up smoke shops. I mean, I support 420. I'm an occasional smoker, because I have back pain and stuff like that. I have, injuries and stuff, and anxiety. Like we all do living in New York. We all have anxiety. Who doesn't?
Who fucking, yeah, I'm going to say that. Like,
being on crowded trains and stuff like that. But it's just crazy. Like, marijuana, is out in the open, and it's cool. I support it. I support everybody. And if I'm in a federal elected position, I will legalize marijuana on the federal level, and I will declassify it and release anyone that's in prison with a marijuana-related offense. I will declassify marijuana on the federal level if I'm in a federal position, and I will make marijuana fully legal in the United States. And I will pardon and release anyone who's in prison, city, state, federal. I will release every single person with any marijuana-related offense,
Right.
And, I don't want to have a full speech now. I want to save this for a later time.
Yes, that's another time. It's getting late.
But basically, my primary agenda whether it's local, city, state, or federal, is to end homelessness. If we got trillions of dollars to send overseas to foreign wars that half of them we have no business being in, okay?
Like he just said, you should start at home.
Let's start charity. You know the saying,
Right.
charity begins at home. So all those trillions of dollars that we are sending overseas, let's spend it here in our local communities, in the inner cities. Our infrastructure's in shambles. I have driven the past decades all up and down our great country on our highways, our interstates, and the decay, the decrepitness, the condition of our roads and highways. We are the richest country in the world, and we have the poorest transportation infrastructure. Where is the fucking money? Like, where is Waldo? Where is Carmen Sandiego?
Oh
my post is going to be, where is the money? So all these trillions of dollars that are going overseas.
Is it a show or is it a campaign speech?
In closing, all the money that is going overseas, if we could rebuild hospitals and schools in foreign countries, how about we do it here first? Let's put America first.
You feel like Trump. You did the same
no,
shit. Yo.
No, I'm not Trump. I'm DJ Loudmouth. Let's put Americans first. Let's put America back to work. Let's end homelessness.
Yes, I am very tired. Thank you. We noticed it comes up.
Let's end poverty.
He's putting me in sleep.
I'm going to be the first president not to have a war against another country. I'm going to have a war against poverty. I will not be for the rich. They could support me and join my campaign, which I'll have a website soon and start getting contributions to explore my campaign. Okay? But no, this is serious though.
Wait,
but I'm just saying.
What he said.
Because this revolution needs to be funded.
Trump still needs a vice president. Just
well, I am available. I think Mr. Durant might be a better qualified to be vice president than I am at this moment. But I would support Trump or Biden in any way if either one of them will reach out to me. And I have reached out to both of them. You know, so I support both sides because I am an American. So it's not a red versus blue, it's an American thing.
Are you taking a red or blue pill? There we go.
I'm taking the American pill.
American pill.
And I regret not serving our country when I was younger, but at any capacity that I could serve our country now that has given me so much, I will. And that's it. I am for America. Well, soon my office will be in City Hall.
I'm done.
And you better bet your bottom dollar it will be. My next office, well, it's funny, my office is a few blocks from City Hall, at the radio station.
I'm done.
So,
oh my God.
I just need to move a couple more blocks and I'm right there. But you will see DJ Loudmouth in the next upcoming months and the next year, more active. You will see him on the news everywhere.
Guys, he's like this on a regular in the house.
That's it.
Yippity yappy yap.
Well, no, it's time to end the talking and it's time for action.
Oh
and you will see my action very soon, sooner than you think. That's all I'm going to say. Sooner than you think. And yeah. Now, whether the Democrats support me or they don't, I'm going to give them opportunity too. I'm going to give them opportunity since I was a lifelong Democrat. But whether the Democrats support me or not, I will get the job done. And that's all I'm going to say. And leave it at that. So this is DJ Loudmouth. I support New York City. Let's make New York City great again.
Oh, no, not this again.
Let's make New York State great again. And let's make America great again. and let's put America and Americans first.
He said, just make sure you have your shirt on.
All right, and that's it.
I'm done.
Don't worry, I'll have dress shirts. Don't worry about it. I got some suits in the closet. I'm like Superman, and I'll pull it out. But
But don't bash nobody.
No. But that's all I can say.
Even high five was going.
No, I'm not giving you. But no, I'm being serious here. There's people who make fun of
All
me.
right, how about this?
Stop.
I'm doing Justin Bieber.
No, we're not doing a Monica Lewinsky.
I'm gonna do a Justin Bieber.
No.
If you know the reference, look it up on Google.
No Diddy. No Diddy. People are gonna be laughing at this on social media, I think. But the joke's gonna be on them.
Jesus.
As soon as next year. So I wish my opponent good luck.
No Diddy.
Because they're gonna need it, and I'm never gonna give up. I'm never gonna stop fighting for you. I'm not trying to sound like Trump, but we're both New Yorkers.
God,
and
man.
we're
Is
both.
he your father or something?
Maybe he is.
Fuck, man.
I don't know. I can ask my mother.
That's why you love Atlantic City so much, right?
Hey, my mother used to go to Atlantic City. I don't know. Maybe she hooked up with Trump. My mother was good looking back in the day. She was like a model back in the day. Back in the 70s and 60s. My mother, was a dime, I guess you could say.
He had 5 wives
I don't
and
know.
how many girlfriends?
Maybe my mother was one of them. I don't know.
Oh, damn. That's a different story.
But
I'm day for that.
I don't know. But anyway, that's about it. I thank everybody for tuning in. I'm sure people's gonna have fun with this on social media afterwards, and I'm gonna hear about this. I'm sure somebody's gonna call the radio station tomorrow. And this guy's crazy. You got this guy on your station. He's talking about running for president, the mayor, and you got some crazy guys on here talking about running for Congress. And you got a protester going in front of people, screaming at them, and these are the type of people.
Psychedelic, man.
These are the type of people you have on your show, on your station. Shout out to McDonald's, our sponsor. And State Farm. And keep sending those checks. Even if they're a few dollars, and those gift cards, we take them. And we'll treat Gonzalo. We'll treat him to McDonald's.
Oh, Jesus.
And
I
if
want
Trump-
to try Joe. I told you that.
Well, we got to get Gonzalo.
Damn.
He's the one with the big steak dinners,
No, I want Joe. Fuck that.
I guess you have to join the conservative party to get steak dinners.
I don't know. Shots fired. Oh, shit. Yeah.
He takes us to 5.
Bring it down.
He takes us to 5 Guys.
Oh, my God.
He gets us a cheeseburger with no soda. And one time he did fries. But
Why are you complaining?
No, I'm just saying,
My God. You're lucky someone take you out.
Well, no, I'm going to be his running mate, and, I feel like I'm getting the Mike Pence treatment.
Wow, no comment. I'm staying out of this one. Well, technically, we're supposed to have another guest today.
Yeah, but we'll schedule him.
Yeah, no time for that. So.
All right, then. Yeah. So that's all. Support conservative, support Republican, even support Democrat. Stop. People are going to be looking at this. Take this serious. All right? Whatever you believe in, support it. And if you believe in not voting, you have that right as an American citizen, and I respect it. That's all I'm going to say. All right?
Oh, shit.
If I don't take you home, at least you got better than McDonald's. Is that what you tell your girlfriends?
Yo, stop. Stop it. Stop.
He opened it. He opened the can of worms. All right, we're out of here because we're all live on the air. So, all right. I thank our wonderful guest today. Seriously, Jonathan Rinaldi, running for New York State Assembly. We thank the Honorable Sergeant Gonzalo Duran, who proudly served our country, and hopefully will be the next congressman to represent the Bronx New York 15. We thank him as well for his time joining our discussion. And, of course, we welcome any opponents to join the discussion. There's an open platform here, as you see. There's no script here. It's uncensored. It's open platform for everybody, just like independent artists. It's an open platform. That's what Who's Next NYC FM Radio is about. For real. And anytime anybody on the Democratic side wants to come on here, they're welcome to. So that's what we're here for. As Americans, we have an open platform, and this is for everybody. I thank everybody for tuning in. Whatever you heard us on the radio, social media, and make sure like, heart, share, comment, and we want all your comments out there. The feedback, whether you're Democrat, Republican, conservative, independent, whatever. Or if you're a non-voter, we want your feedback why you don't want to vote as well. So we thank everybody, and we'll check you guys out Friday night. I'm on the air with the Situation Room. Let's put the flyer up.
I think you showed it earlier, didn't you?
I just removed the screen here. So we got a new show coming up called The Situation Room. It will be exclusively on streaming platforms and for digital FM, Who's Next NYC Radio. It's going to be candid, uncensored, unscripted interviews with an eye on New York City politics and beyond. And you're going to be looking at, hearing, or seeing whatever platform you may watch it or hear it on, potentially your next congressman, your next city councilman, councilwoman, state assemblyman, the next mayor, whatever. So New York politics first and foremost and beyond. And it's The Situation Room with yours truly, DJ Loudmouth, the Honorable Gonzalo Durant, weekly Fridays, 6 to 7 p.m. on Who's Next NYC FM Radio on all streaming platforms, over 200 platforms around the world, even in your car. Who's Next NYC Digital FM. All right. And and then of course it's New Artists Friday, as we do every Friday night. Let's see if we can remove that. Do we have the other one here queued up? New Artist Friday. Here we go. So it's New Artist Fridays, 8 to 11, and I break new artists every single Friday night, and the whole thing, or top 10. So you hear artists new, and you hear them new first. Friday nights with DJ Loudmouth, and then of course Sunday night takeover. You could do this.
Those words are small. My eyes are
All right, so
smaller.
It's a tri-state takeover Sunday nights. The tri-state area's new lineup for breaking new artists and the hottest hip hop, R&B artists out there. Sorry, excuse me. So 6 to 8 p.m. is Voices of the Artists, of course, hosted by Boys TV, Anonymous, and DJ Loudmouth. And then, that's the wrong one.
Yeah.
There we go. And then, of course, Sundays, 8 to 10 p.m. live on WPAT 930 on your AM dial, digital FM, Who's Next NYC, and TuneIn Radio is Who's Next NYC Tri-State Takeover new artist show. So, before the other stations have their lineup later at night, we're first live Sunday nights, 10 to 11. 8 to 10 p.m. God damn it! I need to get the fuck out of here. All right, even presidents need a rest. Even Biden, and Biden takes plenty of rest.
Sleepy Joe.
So so 8 to 10. It's on your fucking screen. You guys can read, right? You guys can read, right? Where the fuck is the thing? And if you don't know how to read, I will help you read. I will give you the education you deserve. As an elected official,
education.
I will make sure you have a free education. It's about time the United States provides free health care, universal health care, and free education. And if I'm in elected office or in a position, I will make that happen. We will have free universal health care and free education. So every student can have the edge and join and be a part of the 21st century. and that's from Main Street.
There's a red dot.
That's from Main Street to Wall Street, and that's my agenda. All right. No, I thought you was the new Sleepy Joe.
Oh.
You want to do Sleepy Joe? I got you.
What's your problem,
Hold on,
man?
hold on. He wants to see Sleepy Joe. I got him.
Problem, bro.
Here we go, guys. Here we go. I got you right now. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's Sleepy Joe?
He's sleeping.
Here we go.
Our vibrant facility offers delightful activities and outings. Round-the-clock professional care. At White House Senior Living, our residents feel right at home. Our vibrant facility offers delightful activities and outings. Round-the-clock professional care. And exquisite house-made meals.
Well, I've been eating everything that's put in front of me. I've been eating all Italian foods, basically.
And ice cream.
And ice cream, chocolate chip ice cream.
White House Senior Living, where residents feel like presidents.
Yeah. Trump the Don back at it again. Shout out Big Tucker, Alex Stein, JP Sears, Jordan Peterson, and Ben Shapiro. They call me racist, fake news. But Kodak Mazo, I got love for my Haitians. They cool. The media full of these federal agents. Break rules. America first, these candidates hate it. And hate you. Keep it 10 toes down, stay true. Everybody, they were loving me. So the media was switching up on me. Now they all trying to comfort me and get a little piece of my money. Greatest president of all time. If you think not, you mistaken. The only president I love more is them blue hunted Ben Franklin's. These rappers are flexing their cars. Some are flexing their house. My toilet bowl is made of solid gold. I don't need gold in my mouth. Government is full of perverts, ignoring the Hillary servers. Did Epstein really get murdered? That was my burner. Eating Trump steak, drinking Trump water. Trump towers with Trump daughter. Trump wine, I'm a super gremlin. I don't care about that loser Eminem. Trying to do me like OJ, just know the glove that don't fit. It's about to be a cold case, no love for a snitch. They call me racist, fake news. But Kodak Mazo, I got love for my Haitians. They cool. The media full of these federal agents. Break rules. America first, these candidates hate it. And hate you. Keep it 10 toes down, stay true. Wow. We're making it out of Trump towers with this one.
New Yorkers, sure I've been through a lot the past few years. But through crisis comes hope and heroes. Today we honor those heroes who were there when we needed them the most. One such hero is a decorated veteran who tirelessly fights for his country and the city that he loves. Sergeant Gonzalo Durant. Our Marines' commitment never ends. Let's elect someone who will defend and honor all New Yorkers and put America first. Today's begins our comeback story.
All right, guys, I'm signing off because I'm getting tired. It's your girl Vero G with DJ Lamouth. You know how we do every Wednesday.
Future President of the United States.
What he just said.
2028, vote for me. Go ahead.
Damn it, man.
And Durant Vice President. I'm the first person to run for president. Announced he's running in 2028. And I already picked my running mate. It's the Honorable Gonzalo Durant. There you go.
Anyway.
You'll finally make the presidential ballot, my brother. I got you. You got me now, and I got you in 28.
Go check out the song "You Got Me" all digital platforms. By the way, check it out by your girl.
And Veronica will be singing at our inauguration.
Oh, here we go. Anyway, peoples, it's your girl Vero G tuning out of here. You can follow me on my Instagram at official right there at official Vero G. Check out all my music. Vote for Vero G for all platforms. You already know where to find me at. Put on Instagram.
And people, I think they know where I'm at. DJ Lamouth Official.
Oh, we got a comment.
We got a comment. Oh. We'll make sure you have a bedtime when you're in the White House.
We're so
all
sorry,
right?
man. We're going to bed.
You can stay in the licking room. So.
That's the haunted room. What?
Well, he lives in the Bronx, so it'd be nothing new to him.
Wow. Yeah. You are some shit today. Well, we're finding out of here. Okay.
Even Marines gonna need a good night's sleep.
Listen, have a great night.
Future president.
Shut up. Everybody have a great night. Until then, we'll see you next Wednesday. Sunday, you know how we do. So whatever.
Yeah.
I'm out
And
here.
if you thought last week we had over 250,000 listeners last Sunday night, even the other stations on the FM dials talking about us when they're talking to town. Tune in this Sunday. We got a lot more for you, and we got a lot more for
blasphemy.
We got a lot more for
Hallelujah.
Yeah. Hallelujah. And praise the Lord. Salam alaikum, salaikum salam. Allah
Get the
Akbar.
fuck out of here.
And make America great again. America first.
That's my exit.
God bless. Good night.